Hey, the laws ain't done away. Hey, a follower of the way. Yeah, King Yahusha is the way. Yeah, hey, the laws ain't done away, done away, done away. Hey, the laws ain't done away. Hey, a follower of the way. Yeah, King Yahusha is the way. Yeah, hey, the laws ain't done away, done away, done away. Hey, Yasharel, we the Kadashim progeny. And them curses got us living so lawlessly. Fell into idolatry, Yahusha is the prodigy. Babylon pulled us into sodomy, pornography. Seed of Satan brought falsity so flawlessly. Deuteronomy told us this was prophecy. Chapter 28, it speaks of these atrocities. They tried to hide slavery, but never offered us apologies. Wrote this album for my people, ain't no stopping me. Modern day Moses and Yahuwah, he is calling me. Censorship ain't stalling me, he gave his laws for all to see. In his kingdom there is solidly just harmony. Yahusha the Messiah, yeah, he kept the law perfectly. Lamb of Yahuwah wasn't limited to carpentry. Spoken parables, taught the law so ardently. The Torah made flesh and he lived it so awfully. Messiah kept the law so it shouldn't be hard to see. Set apart spirit, help the law become a part of me. The narrow road I'm walking, that is honestly an odyssey. The law ain't done away, that is obviously some mockery. Yeah. Hey, the laws ain't done away. Hey, a follower of the way. Yeah, King Yahusha is the way. Yeah, hey, the laws ain't done away, done away, done away. Hey, the laws ain't done away. Hey, a follower of the way. Yeah, King Yahusha is the way. Yeah, hey, the laws ain't done away, done away, done away.
Hey, Yexer.
Yeah. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. Hey, kingdom is eternal, lake of fire and inferno. Matthew 7:23, a permanent deferral. The wrath of Yahuwah, that's a turbulent dispersal. Haters never can say I heard you with commercial. Said no to no labels, ain't no demons in my circle. And people say they love you when they scheming just to hurt you. And I can see them demons, they misleading and deceiving. When Yahusha coming back, he gon' leave them demons grieving. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame.
You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. I'm committed to Yahuwah. Nah, baby, we not the same. We in two different lanes. Yeah, I'm on that narrow path under the shadow of God. Only place safe from His wrath. You sell your soul for a bag, that's the same as the birthright. All my life I had to fight, and for mine I'll fight all night. In due time we'll be alright. The divine assigned our plight, but the Torah like menorah designed to be our life.
You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. Hey,
Yexer.
saith unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
Ay, bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than subliance. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. I don't care if you offended, yeah, I said what I intended. I said it and I meant it, scripture cannot be amended. Don't care if I'm offended, yeah, I mean it and admit it. Doesn't matter really how you feel, the Bible will transcend it. The truth is unexpended and the truth should be commended. You ain't walking in the truth, the thing you choose to be demented. Yeah, following Yahuwah's not religion, it's decision. And we keeping the commandments, they not prone to abolition. Because we did not bow to Rome and give them our submission. Man, they killed so many Hebrews in the Roman Inquisition. Following the Torah is not religion, it's decision. And Yahushua kept the law, cause it's not prone to abolition. Bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than subliance. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. Ay, bolder than a lion, bolder than a lion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause we bolder than subliance. Keeping the commandments that'll lead us back to Zion. I ain't bowing down to Baal, cause I'm bolder than a lion. Yeah.
Chapter 28. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. All praises be to the Most High Yahuwah and his beloved Son, our kinsman redeemer, the coming King, who is Yahusha Hamashiach. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another lesson on a weekly lesson. I know I haven't really been doing too many of these, but Yahuwah been like putting on my heart. I need to do more teachings when it comes to the, through the week. So this is going to be a Torah episode. I'll probably have to update the playlist on my channel so you guys can check out my other Torah videos. But Yahuwah just been putting up on me that I need to teach more on the Torah and like go in depth on this so people can understand the instruction, because Torah means instruction. So when the Father gave Yasharal the Torah, it was instruction. Okay, so on this particular episode, we're going to be focusing on the dietary laws. People have said, yes, sir, I'm new to the Torah. I'm trying to understand the ways of Yahuwah. I'm trying to live Kadash. I'm trying to live the way he wants me to live. How do I keep the Torah? So in this lesson, we'll be doing more Torah episodes. Next week, I'm probably going to get into like some more of the more in-depth laws, but today we're going to just take it easy. And Crystal's here. All praises to the Most High. All esteemed to you. Good to see you, sis. Welcome to everybody. I'm gonna get my shouts out in a second. I want to just do Yahuwah's Palah real quick. But yes, the Torah is so important, family. And if we are following our Father, we're doing what he says to do, it's important you understand the Torah. Okay, so that's the Gentiles grafted in. You must keep Torah. And to our people, we must keep Torah because these are the ways of our ancestors. Return to the ancient path is keeping Torah. All right. So let me just do Yahuwah's Palah and the Abari tongue. We'll do English and then we'll jump into this. Here we go. Abinu Bashamayim Yakadashamka Malakuska Bua Ya Rauka Alaratkan Bashamayim Natan Lanu Hayum At Lakam Bahasarak Usala Lanu Lakatenu Lanu Salakatam Lakatekam Kara Lanu Aparat Lanu Lata'a Aba Uyasha Lanu Marasha Mala Malakuska Shalat Haka Ukakabar Bahasham Aka Shamut Yaua U Yausha Aman. Our Father in heaven, separated is your name, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth, so it is in heaven. Give or distribute this day, and forgive us our crimes as we forgive those who commit crimes against us. Lead us not astray, but rescue us from all evil doing. For your kingdom reigns, the power and esteem, in the name above all names, Yahuwah and Yahusha Aman. All right, y'all. So all praises to the Most High, family. Please be sure to hit the like button. Let me just give my shout outs. Akila's here. Hey, sis. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you. Warrior of Yah is here. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you. Welcome. I believe you're new. I haven't seen you here before. So welcome to the stream. Virtuous Woman says, I've already liked the live stream. All praises. I think this is her first time catching a live stream. So please be sure to show her some love, family. All praises be to Yahuwah. We have our beloved moderator, Melanated by Yahuwah, is here. Welcome, daughter of Zion. So good to see you. Our beloved sister, Idia Maccabee Jones, is here. Hi, sis. So good to see you. Shalom. I hope you're well. We have our other moderator, CC. Hey, sis. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you. We got our Aki, Big Dez in the building. All esteem be to the Most High. Okay, we got Most High's daughter in the building. All praises. Good to see you, sis. We have our other beloved moderator, Crystal Etheridge. Hey, sis. All praises. Good to see you. We have our other Kuti, Danielle. Hey, sis. Good to see you. I believe her husband's here as well. Yep, there he is. What's up, Christopher Roller's in the building. Good to see you, Aki. Shalom to you. We have Dania Murray in the building. All esteem be to Yahuwah in the highest. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you. Let's see. Stephanie is here. Hey, sis. Shalom. Welcome, welcome. We've got our beloved sister, Kay Renee King, in the building. Good to see you, beloved daughter of Zion. Welcome, welcome. We have Ben Yadai is in the building. Shalom, shalom to you, family. Also good to see you. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing nobody. I don't want everybody feeling left out because y'all ain't going to let me hear the end of it later. King Shock, y'all Uda's in the building. What's up, good to see you. All praises be to the Most High. Let's see. And I think that's everybody. Unless I'm Phil La Yahoo is in the building. Another one of our moderators. Welcome, Aki. Good to see you. Yahudi Blue, beloved sister, daughter of Zion is here. Good to see you, sis. Welcome, welcome. And all right. I think, Yummy. Hey, sis. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you as well. Shah Abad Yah is in the building. Good to see you, Aki. Welcome, welcome. Shalom to you, Ak. I hope you're well. Batya Yasharal is here. All praises. Good to see you. She says, Shalom, Yexer. Family, I received my t-shirt and sweatshirt. I love them. All praises to the Most High. I'm so glad you got it, sis. And I also want to give a shout out to Akila. She also, got her little hat and everything. Matter of fact, real quick, I got to show y'all, man. I got to show y'all, okay? Thank you so much for everybody that has went on the store, got them some stuff. All praises be to the Most High. Let me just pull this up. I want to just show y'all this hat that she got, Akila. she sent me some images, and I just want to show y'all how it look. I mean, the bucket hat is just lit. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Let me show this to y'all real quick. Come on the screen and let me share the screen so y'all can see how it look. So this is the hat right here. You can see you got the color. You got Yahuwah's name all over the hat. You know, she took her little pictures, you know what I'm saying, studying the Sefer. All praises be to the Most High. All right. So it's a nice little hat, you know what I'm saying? And all praises, you feel me? So, you know, we got a lot of good stuff on the store, man. So when you get a chance, just be able to check it out. We got a lot of great stuff on there. So shout out to Akila, shout out to Batiyah, Shara, everyone who has, you know, got something from the store. I really, really appreciate the support, family. Okay. All right. So let's jump into this. So the Torah, as I said before, the Torah does mean instruction. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump into this teaching. Okay. All right. So this is another episode of Torah Talk. And in this episode, as I mentioned, we are going to be talking about the dietary laws, what to eat, what is clean, what is unclean, how do I eat the way the Most High intended me to eat? That's what we're going to be getting into today. And as I've said before, about 100 bajillion million times, all of the notes on this teaching will be on my blog, description box, as well as the pinned comment below. So if you come back after we stream, I'll have all the notes. Just go to my blog, yekchamalkaya.wordpress.com. All the notes and everything to guide you in this are on my blog, okay? All right, let's jump into this. All right, so Torah Talk, Dietary Laws, Episode 3. Dietary Laws. In this episode of Torah Talk, we will be breaking down the dietary laws mentioned in the Torah. It's important you take heed to what I'm going to share here, because if you follow Yahuwah, you need to abide by what he says as far as what is clean to eat and what isn't clean. Do not listen to these porky pig pagan pastors telling you that you can eat whatever you want. Torah is law. Let me get that again. Torah is law. Okay, it came from the mouth of Yahuwah, not from Moses. People think, well, it's Moses' law. Moses did not write the Torah. Yahuwah gave the Torah to Moses to relay to Yasharal. It's Yahuwah's Torah, okay, not Moses' Torah. I understand people say the laws of Moses. It's because Moses gave the law, but who did the law come from? It came from Yahuwah, okay? So it's really Yahuwah's law, Yahuwah's Torah, okay? Torah is law, and it is expected of his people to follow his Torah. That includes the nations grafted in, because now you are grafted into the nation. You must live as Yasharal lives, which is Torah. Yahuwah created all flesh, therefore he knows what is best for us to eat. And I've said so many times that the Torah was given for our benefit. Nothing Yahuwah did was against his people in a negative way. Okay, our Father loves us, and that's why he gave us the Torah to guide us in what to eat and what not to eat. So I posted this meme on Facebook, and I just wanted to show y'all because I thought it was funny. And I'm going to do my little, pastor voice. Well, saints, let's hold on down to the church kitchen. Barbecue pork ribs are just about ready. Praise the lawless Christian God. Because that's Christianity, bro. I remember when I was in church, they had a little church events. You look at the menu, what do you see? Pork ribs. Okay, I'm just like, what are we doing here? So it's like, you want to eat, you came to eat, and they over here filling your plate with all types of abominations. It's Pastor Porky Pig right here. You feel what I'm saying? Let's keep going. All right. Now, I want to say this because you will come across Yasharalim and Gentiles, which you shouldn't listen to anyway, but they're saying you shouldn't eat animals. That is cap, because we're going to look at what the Torah says. And that's what I'm saying. Even when it comes to Yasharal, some of them think you shouldn't even eat meat at all. That is false, because then you got to explain Pesach. Remember the lamb? Yeah. Kill the lamb, slay the lamb, paint the blood on the doorpost, and eat lamb. And yes, Yahusha ate lamb. He ate meat. Of course, he followed the Torah, so he did not eat unclean meats, but he did eat meat. It is in the Torah, okay? And we're going to look at all the scriptures. I've heard a few people say things like we're not supposed to eat meat. That is not the truth. Yahuwah gave us laws and what animals can be eaten and what animals cannot be eaten. The beasts of the earth, the seas, and sky are put into two categories, clean and unclean. The scriptures help you identify which animals can be consumed and which cannot. If you choose to be a vegetarian, that's your business. That's totally your choice. But stop telling people they cannot consume animals when Torah says you can. Okay, two categories. You've got unclean meats and you've got clean meats. And I'm going to walk you through all of that. Okay. But the standard you have to understand is there's clean and there's unclean. Okay. Uyakara, Leviticus 20, 25 through 26. And you shall make a distinction between clean beasts and unclean beasts, and between unclean birds and clean birds. And do not make yourselves abominable by beast or by bird or whatever creeps on the ground, which I've separated from you as unclean. So clearly he's saying you got to make a distinction between clean and unclean. He doesn't say don't eat any of it. That's not what it says. And you shall be Kadash, or separated or holy, to me, for I, Yahuwah, am Kadash, and have separated you from the peoples to be mine. So when he gave the law to his people, he told them, I don't want you eating what they eat. I don't want you eating their abominations, worshiping their idols, their deities, praying the way they do, living the way they do, doing all these wicked pagan practices. I have separated Yahshua to myself. Therefore, do not do as they do, because I am Kadash, you must be Kadash. All right. And that still applies to this very day. He expects you to be Kadash, and these dietary laws are also about being Kadash to him. The heathens, they eat whatever they want. They stuff their face with like bat meat and cat meat and goat meat. Well, I mean, goat is actually clean, but they eat all these abominations, cats and dogs and, you know what I'm saying, alligators and all this weird stuff. And to be real with you, most of the stuff in the Torah, you have to make some sacrifices as far as what you might eat if you're not understanding how to keep these laws. But most of these animals that you see that are unclean are probably food you've never even ate before anyway. You feel what I'm saying? So it's really not hard, but let's keep going. You cannot mix the Kadash with the unclean, nor can you mix the unclean with the Kadash. Yahuwah doesn't work that way. There is no partiality with our Alua. He said, eat clean, eat clean. All right. You can't have, you know what I'm saying, decide to have like a clean meal, like you might have some lamb, but then you want to put some dang, broccoli with some pork in it and eat it and say, well, I prayed over it. It doesn't matter how much you pray over unclean meat. It will remain unclean. Okay. So these Christians say, well, if you pray over it, it's still clean. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's still an abomination. It's still trash. And I don't even understand why you want to eat these nasty, filthy beasts anyway. We're going to get into that. I'm exposed why these animals are nasty and disgusting to eat in the first place. All right. Yakaza call Ezekiel 44:23. And they are to teach my people the difference between HaKadash, the Kadash, and the profane, and make them know what is unclean and clean. Once again, making that distinction. Yakaza call Ezekiel 22:26. Her priests have done violence to my teachings, and they profane Kadash matters. They have not distinguished between the Kadash and profane, nor have they made known the difference between the unclean and the clean. And they have hidden their eyes from my Shabbats, and I am profaned in their midst. So everything that Yahuwah has considered Kadash, we have a duty as his people to keep it Kadash and not profane it, even your Shabbats. And we'll get into that in the next teaching. We'll talk a little bit more about Shabbats and these Torah studies, how to keep the Shabbat properly. We'll talk about the feast days. We'll talk about the moral laws, all the laws that you are to keep. We're going to go through all of those in these series, okay, as we build this series out over time. Now that we understand there's a difference between the clean and unclean, let's proceed to read the Torah on what is permissible to eat. And we will start with the beasts of the earth. Okay, so the beasts of the earth, the beasts that creep up on the earth. We're going to go through some of these right now. Okay, so this is Uyakara, Leviticus 11:1-8. And Yahuwah spoke to Masha and to Aharon, or Aaron, saying to them, speak to the children of Yasharal, saying, these are the living creatures which you do eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. So when people say you can't eat animals, clearly here in the Torah, it says what you can eat. Let's keep going. Now, pay attention. This is the instruction, okay? This is how you determine what's clean and unclean when it comes to the beasts that walk upon the earth. Listen to this, verse 3. Whatever has a split hoof, completely divided, and chewing the cud, and I'm going to explain what chewing the cud means in a minute, among the beasts that you do eat, okay? So an animal that has a split hoof. So if you look at a horse, it does not have a split hoof. Now, you also need to understand you have animals that are unclean that do have a split hoof, but they have to have both of those qualities. They have to have a split hoof and they have to chew the cud. And like I said, I'll explain what chewing the cud means in a minute. Only these you do not eat among those that chew the cud are those that have a split hoof. The camel, because it chews the cud, but does not have a split hoof, unclean. Okay, it chews the cud, but it doesn't have a split hoof. Therefore, it's unclean, okay? It is unclean to you. The rabbit, because it chews the cud, but does not have a split hoof, it is unclean to you. And the hare, because it chews the cud, but it does not have a split hoof, it is unclean to you. And the pig, though it has a split hoof, completely divided, it does not chew the cud. It is unclean to you. Their flesh you do not eat, and their carcasses you do not touch. They are unclean to you. So you're not even supposed to be touching these beasts that are unclean. So maybe you might have taken your children to a petting zoo and had them touch these nasty, dirty, filthy pigs. Okay? Don't touch them. They are unclean. Period. I don't care if it's there. You know, you're not supposed to touch dead bodies. You're not supposed to be touching these animals. They are nasty. They are disgusting. They are filthy. Don't even touch them. All right? Dabarim, Deuteronomy 14:3-8. Do not eat whatever is abominable. Okay? These are the living creatures which you do eat. Okay? You got ox, sheep, goat, deer, gazelle, roebuck, wild goat, mountain goat, and antelope, and mountain sheep. And every beast that has a split hoof divided in two, chewing the cud among the beasts you do eat. But of those chewing the cud, or those having a split hoof completely divided, you do not eat, such as these, the camel, as I mentioned, the hare, the rabbit, for they chew the cud, but do not have a split hoof. They are unclean for you. The pig is unclean for you, because it has a split hoof, but does not chew the cud. You do not eat their flesh or touch their dead carcasses. Okay? Now that we understand there's a difference between clean and unclean, let's proceed. We're going to keep on going. This is Uyakara 11:26 or Leviticus 11:26-33. Every beast that has a split hoof, not completely divided, or does not chew the cud is unclean to you. Anyone who touches their carcasses is unclean. Whatever goes on its paws among all the creatures that go on all fours, those are unclean. So any animal with paws, okay, I'm talking about cats, dogs, lions, you know what I'm saying, cougars, mountain lions. Like I said, it has to have two of those qualities, a split hoof and chews the cud. So if it has paws, automatically it's disqualified. Automatically it's unclean. So it's like he gives you a guideline on how to pick these animals properly. Okay? 28. And he who picks up their carcass has to wash his garments and shall be unclean until evening. They are unclean to you. And these are unclean to you among the creeping creatures that creep on the earth. So now we're going to get a little bit more in depth. So rodents, okay? The mole, the mouse, the tortoise after its kind, the gecko, the crocodile, the sand reptile, the sand lizard, the chameleon, all these reptiles, snakes, all of that stuff, unclean. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Anyone who touches them when they are dead becomes unclean until the evening, and whatever any of them in its dead state falls upon becomes unclean. So maybe you might see like a dead animal on the road, and you want to, move the animal out of the way because you don't want other people to like run over the animal because it's already dead. You see roadkill. Don't touch it. Do not touch it. Don't touch it at all. Okay, if you got to run over it just to avoid touching it, then so be it. But don't touch the carcass of these dead animals. All right. Now, when it comes to the petting zoo, when you look at the Torah, it talks more so about the carcass. So if it's dead, but I still wouldn't touch no pig. I still would not touch these unclean animals. You feel what I'm saying? But specifically if they're dead. So if you see roadkill, do not touch it, please, family. Please don't touch these things. All right. Because it makes you unclean until the evening. All right. Anyone who touches them when they are dead becomes unclean until evening, and whatever any of them in its dead state falls upon becomes unclean, whether it is any wooden object or garment or skin or sack or any object which work is done, it is put in water and shall be unclean until evening. So even if you take a stick and you move the dead roadkill out of the way and it's an unclean beast, that stick is now unclean. Okay, I'm just this is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. He meant unclean in every single way. All right. Then it shall, and it shall be unclean until evening. Then it shall be clean. Any earthen vessel into which any of them falls, whatever it is, becomes unclean, and you break it. Oyakara, Leviticus 11:46-47. This is the Torah of the beasts and the birds and every living being, the creeping creatures in the waters, and of every being that swarms on the earth, to make a distinction between the unclean and the clean, and between the living creature that is eaten and the living creature that is not eaten. Okay? Now, let me show you some examples. So animals with the split hoof divided, and those that chew the cud, the beasts of the earth must have both of these qualities in order to be considered clean. So any animal that has something like this, okay, so like this is like an elk, okay, and you can see the split. You see that split right there? This is what's considered a split hoof, okay? So any animal that has this, that's one of the qualifications. But remember, pigs have this too, but pigs do not chew the cud. So the animal has to have this, two qualifications, a split hoof like this, okay, and also choose the cud. And as I said, we're going to get into that in a second. All right. But this is the first thing to look for when it comes to the beasts of the earth that you want to eat of. They need to have this. This is the first qualifying factor. Okay. This right here is not a split hoof. So these are like horses. You notice there's no split. There's no slit right here. These are unclean. Horses, donkeys, unclean, bro. You see no split right here. Okay. This is just a straight up hoof with no split. Therefore, automatically it's unclean. Automatically. Okay. If you're unsure what animals you can eat, just do a Google search if you have to. Okay. So sometimes I might want to eat certain fish, and we're going to get to fish in a little bit, and we'll get to the birds as well. But when it comes to certain fish, I'm going to check on Google and make sure that they have the qualifying factors. And I'm also going to show you guys a list of animals that walk up on the earth that both chew the cud and have a split hoof. Okay, so you can know what's cool and what's permissible to Yahuwah and what's not. But this is one of your qualifying factors right here. Okay, no split hoof, unclean. Okay. So the animal must have a split hoof and chew the cud. What does chew the cud mean? And I'm going to show you. This is a goat. You see that split hoof? Clean. A clean animal. Okay. Cows, they have a split hoof and they chew the cud. Clean. Now, let me go ahead and show you guys what I mean by an animal that chews the cud. So let me pull this up here. Give me a second. Okay. Let me show y'all this video real quick so you can understand what I'm talking about.
Of this bond is the remarkable biology of the cow. A cow can eat pretty much anything and miraculously transform it into milk, meat, and a whole range of other products that sustain our daily lives.
The key to the cow's success lies here, the rumen. It's the belief of every school child that the cow has 4 stomachs. That's not really true. What it has is one true stomach, the abomasum, which is exactly the same as our stomach. Upstream of that is a multi-compartmental fermentation vat, fermentation chamber, wherein live the microbes. Now, when the cow goes out to graze, she eats the grass really as quickly as possible and swallows it almost unchanged. That comes into the rumen, and at that point it's really quite difficult for the microbes to penetrate through the cell wall and start the chemical digestion of the plant fiber. So what the cow has also evolved is this really elegant mechanism of rumination. In this, she moves the food round in the rumen, and then a bolus of food is regurgitated, passes up to the mouth, and then she takes it in her mouth and chews it rather as old cowboys would chew tobacco, 20 chews on one side, 20 chews on the other. This breaks it up, and it comes back down again into the rumen. The microbes, having done their work, then are passed out of the fermentation chamber into the abomasum, where they heroically die and give up their lives to provide protein for the cow to produce milk and meat for ourselves.
Okay, so let me explain. So basically, when it says chew the cud, you always see like animals that always look like they're chewing something, like cows. You see rabbits do it. You see a lot of animals like they literally just be like chewing constantly, even when it don't even look like they're eating anything. They're just constantly chewing, 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 chewing. Those are animals that chew the cud. And the reason why it's beneficial to you is because, for example, when cows chew the cud, they eat the grass, they eat the plants, and then what they do is they reprocess it in their stomach, and then they chew it again. So it's basically like extracting all the nutrients of what they're eating. You know what I mean? And that's why it's beneficial to you to eat them, because their body harvests nutrients from the plants and the grass that they're eating. Okay, so whenever you see animal like rabbits, bro, even rabbits, bro, you constantly see them like they're chewing gum, just constantly just chewing, 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 chewing. And that rabbit ain't ate in like 5 days, but he's constantly chewing. Okay, I'm not saying rabbits don't eat in like 5 days, but maybe he had his food, a few hours ago, but he's still chewing. That is because they chew the cud. But remember, they have paws. They do not have a split hoof. All right. Now I'm going to give you some examples of animals you can eat that do chew the cud, that are clean to you, that are beasts of the earth. But I just wanted to show you an example of what that is. Okay. You also want to stick with animals that are mostly herbivores, that don't eat meat, because when you deal with animals that are carnivores, they're kind of dangerous to eat, because a lot of times they eat unclean animals. Okay. And what they eat makes them an abominable to you. And that's why Yahuwah gave you animals that don't eat other animals, that are not scavengers, that are not, predatory animals. Okay. So just keep that in mind. She's like, Yummy says, I'm getting hungry. Right. Okay. So let's get back to it. I hope that makes a little bit more sense, but let's get back to it. Okay. So you understand what chewing the cud means, and I'm going to explain a little bit more in case you're still kind of like misunderstanding what I mean by that. Okay. But remember, they have to have a split hoof like this, and they have to chew the cud. Both of these things make it clean. If they have a hoof, but they don't chew the cud, unclean. If they chew the cud, but don't have a hoof, unclean. They got to have both. All right. They have to have both of them. Both of those qualifications. All right. So the animal must have a split hoof and chew the cud. What does chew the cud mean? Animals that chew the cud are animals that you oftentimes see. They are always chewing something, like cows, camels, etc. Remember, just because they chew the cud does not mean they're clean. They must have a split hoof and chew the cud. Has to be both, as I said. Just like when you think about the camel's constantly look like he's chewing something, but he does not have a split hoof. So he is unclean. Okay? In the Hebrew Bible, this is a little AI definition. In the Hebrew Bible, chewing the cud, ma'al hakara, okay, ma'al, you got the mom, you've got the aleph, you got the al, okay, or the lamad, that's ma'al, then you've got the ha, then you've got the gamo, you got the rash, and you've got the hey, okay, so it's ma'al hakara, all right, is a characteristic of certain quadruped animals that are considered clean or fit for consumption. We went through Leviticus 11, 3-4, and Devarim 14. This phrase is often translated as chewing the cud or rumination. So ruminatory animals, okay? Literal meaning. In the context of animal digestion, chewing the cud refers to the process of regurgitating and re-chewing partially digested food, typically in the mouth, to further break down and extract nutrients. So Yahuwah specifically said animals that chew the cud. Why? Because there's nutrients they take in, and they have the ability to extract said nutrients. So eating them is why they're nutritious for you. Y'all understand this Torah is really about your benefit. It is not to work against you, which is why I don't understand why Christians is like, they don't understand Alua. They say he's righteous. They say he's all that. He's merciful and all this. So why do you think his Torah is not also about righteousness, being merciful, and out of love that he gave it to you? I'm just saying. Well, gave it to his people and to those grafted in, because if you're a Christian, then you ain't really grafted in. But if you want to follow the ways of Alua, you should be keeping Torah. All right, let's keep going. This process is unique to ruminant animals such as cows. Okay, that's something that's clean. Sheep, obviously we eat sheep. Obviously we eat lambs. I mean, they are rudiment animals, so they're nutritious for you as well. Goats, which have a 4-chambered stomach and a specialized digestive system. So these animals Yahuwah has created, they have specific functions that are clean to us that allow us to eat and consume the nutrients that they consume. Okay, that's how powerful this is. Okay, metaphorical meaning. Okay, this is more so a metaphorical. In a metaphorical sense, chewing the cud is used to describe the process of meditating or ruminating on the Most High's word. Much like a cow re-chews food to extract its nutrients, this concept is applied to human spiritual digestion, where one chews on scripture. Right. Okay. More metaphorical. Some clean animals to eat are cows, bison, goats, lambs, antelope, buffaloes, deer, elk, ox. I know some of y'all like oxtails. I mean, I'm not a fan of oxtails, but oxes are totally okay. They chew the cud, and they also have a split hoof. So they're totally fine to eat, okay? Animals that are unclean: rabbits, pigs, mice, cats, dogs, horses, turtles, bears, lions, etc. If it has paws, it's unclean. No split hoof, unclean. Doesn't chew the cud, unclean. A predatory carnivore, unclean. The best animals to eat are herbivores. So for me, if I go to the grocery store and I decide to buy meat, I'm most likely going to buy like an animal or buy beef of animals that are grass-fed. I prefer grass-fed meat because they're getting like the purest plants that they're consuming, which makes them more healthier, and there's more nutrients that they're getting from eating grass. So my suggestion is, if you want to go grocery shopping and you're trying to, say, okay, I want to kind of prepare my household for these clean animals, I would suggest grass-fed. Okay, grass-fed beef is the best beef there is from my personal experiences. So grass-fed, free roaming too. Yes, exactly. I would also suggest that. But I personally, I personally prefer grass-fed. I've had free roaming as well, but I like grass-fed more than anything else. For real. All right, let's keep it going, family. And I'm going to get to y'all comments. I know I'm kind of like blazing through this, but I promise I'll get to your comments as we move through this, family, okay? Here we go. Let's keep going. All right, now we're going to just look at some animals. I can also give you some things that you can consider when it comes to clean animals, okay? I gave you a few examples here, but I'll give you more clean animals. So I said antelope, bison, or buffalo, caribou, cattle, okay? So, you've got your cows and your lambs and things of that nature. You can eat that. You got deer, you got elk, gazelle, giraffe, goat. Okay, moose is okay. You can have moose meat. Ain't nothing wrong with no moose meat. I ain't never had no moose meat, but I'll eat some moose meat, bro, for real. I mean, give me a chance. I'll have some of that. Ox, like I said, ox is clean to you. Sheep or lamb, that's totally fine. Okay, now again, all of these notes are on the blog. So if you just need some review, please be sure to go to the description box and the pinned comment below. Go to my blog, yexermalkaya.wordpress.com, and I have all these study tools for you in case you want to write some stuff down, you want to come back and revisit it. I have all that stuff for you guys so you can do it at your own time and you're on your own perusal purposes, okay? All right. Now that we have a decent understanding of the beasts of the earth, let's look at the beasts of the sea. This one is actually very easy. So when it comes to sea dwellers, this is the most easiest dietary law there is when it comes to animals, okay? Uyakara, Leviticus 11, 9 through 12. These you do eat of them that are in the waters. Anyone that has fins and scales in the waters and in the seas or in the rivers, that you do eat. Okay? So basically any fish that has fins and scales, just like I said, when it came to the beasts of the earth, they have to have a divided hoof and they also have to chew the cud. Well, your fish have to have fins and scales. So if they have scales and no fins, unclean. Okay? If they have scales and no fins, unclean. They have to have both. Okay? Shark, abominable, unclean. Catfish, abominable, unclean. Lobster, unclean. Crab, unclean. Everything that's a shellfish, that's a shrimp, unclean. Throw all that in the trash. Throw it all in the trash. you're going to eat fish, it must have fins and scales, okay? But all that have not fins and scales in the seas and the rivers, all that move in the waters, or any being which is in the waters, they are an abomination to you. They are an abomination to you. Of their flesh you do not eat. Their carcasses you abominate. All that have not fins and scales in the waters are an abomination to you. Dabarim, Deuteronomy 14:9-12. These you do eat of all that are in the water. All that have fins and scales you do eat. And whatever does not have fins and scales you do not eat. It is unclean for you. So anything in the sea that does not have fins and scales is unclean, period. No calamari, no octopus, no shellfish, no lobster, no crab. If it has scales and no fins, unclean. If it has no fins but scales, unclean. It must have fins and scales. Catfish unclean, shark unclean. And basically any other animal in the water is unclean if it does not have fish and scale. So it has to be a fish and it has to have fins and scales. Okay? Very, 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 very easy to understand. All right. This right here is a sin. Okay? This is a beautiful daughter of Zion. But what she's doing is a sin. Okay? Heathen living one-on-one, eating shellfish, disgusting, trash, the insects of the sea. Why would you want to eat a water-dwelling roach? That's what a lot of these things are. This is nasty. This is disgusting. But this right here is a sin. Okay, so if you've done this, I know black people, I know Negroes. We love, I never ate no dang crawfish. I've never really been a big fan of seafood, honestly. I never liked crab. I never liked lobster. I never liked any of that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But to those of y'all who do, I would tell you that you can't do that anymore. Now that the truth has been presented to you, you must change the way you're consuming stuff. Your family's inviting you to eat shellfish. You better tell them, heck to the no. I ain't eating that. All right? And I'm going to show you guys a few videos because see, the problem with social media, y'all, is that social media has made these things seem like they're okay. And they're not, and unfortunately, East Coast, facts. In the East Coast, they love doing that kind of stuff, especially in the South, eating all these nasty, unclean animals. I'm going to just show you guys a few examples of what I'm talking about. Because our people don't realize a lot of this stuff is slave food. If I'm being honest, this is how they fed the slaves, having them eating all types of abominable stuff. Eating raw oil. I know, like, sis, they be sucking out. Oh, it's just disgusting. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Check this out right here. I mean, she over here chewing on the head of the thing. I mean, bro, that is just disgusting. It is just nasty. You know what I'm saying? That she's just eating this and like sucking on the head. It's just nasty, bro. And then you got the nerve to be filming it on camera. All right. Crawfish too. There's also another abomination our people love eating.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Life of Cool Life of Course Shine. Your girl got crawfish today. Yo, I did not have crawfish since before I had my baby. Lids rolling.
I mean, to me, looking at this is almost barbaric what they're doing. I mean, and they don't know who they are, so I understand. But still, it's just barbaric. It's like you sucking out the juice and it's just disgusting, man.
Big juice and good. It's like a family reunion between me and crawfish right now. Y'all been missing my crawfish lives and videos. Baby, I've been missing the crawfish. Happy Thursday to everybody.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna spare y'all the rest of that, but I think you get the message. Our people, it's sad. Yashai Jr., what's up, Ak? The slurping and smacking always make me laugh and cringe at the same time. Facts. I just, I can't, man. I just think it's nasty. I just think it's disgusting. I don't think it's anything funny about it. I feel bad because our people, we just haven't known who we are for so long. It's just, that's the type of stuff we do because we just don't know. You feel what I'm saying? So let me show y'all this next video here.
And then we're gonna make some pork ribs. It feels so nostalgic that I get to do this right now. I've always imagined myself.
Hey, did y'all hear that? We going to church and then we gonna eat some pork ribs. All right. So she going to her pagan church to worship the pagan JC. You know what I'm saying? And go listen to Pastor Porky Pig. And then you gonna go right home and eat some dang swine flesh. Christianity, oh y'all, Christianity is such a problem, man. Because they encourage this type of foolishness. Mukbangs, gluttony. Thank you, sis. That's another thing. A lot of our people are watching these mukbang influencers who are eating the most unhealthy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Eating the most unhealthy stuff, and they sit there and they stuff their faces. Then they get overweight, and then they crying on camera. They get depressed. They're putting themselves, in all types of, bad circumstances on their body. I was just talking to my Ak Ezra yesterday, and I was like, man, Yahuwah, our body is a temple to Yahuwah, right? We should take care of it. You know what I'm saying? I've always felt that way, and I feel that way even to this very day. You know what I'm saying? But let's listen to this, bro. She literally says she going to a pagan Christian church, and then she about to make some dang pork. I mean, are you surprised? What does mukbang actually mean? Since I don't know what the actual term is or what it means, matter of fact, I guess we'll look it up. But mukbang, if you don't know what it is, y'all, it's when people go on camera and they just they eat these big old plates of food. Eating, I'm looking it up right now on Wikipedia. It says eating broadcast. So I guess that's what it is. I'm not really sure. I just know it's if you look it up on YouTube, you'll find a bunch of videos. You got this one guy, this one fat dude, bro. And he's on YouTube and he just eats the most unhealthy stuff. Something avocado. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about real quick before I continue. Give me a second. And you just look at these people and they're just so overweight and they look so unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you. Just so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is another way that they've used these influencers to convince people to eat this nasty garbage. I'm going to show y'all some Yahudim doing this. I mean, dude, look at this. Let me show y'all. Hold on a minute. Give me 1 sec, fam. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to show y'all this real quick because we'll come back to this church thing. Let me show y'all this. Hold on a minute. Okay. Let me show y'all this this little video preview of what I'm talking about. This is some Yahudim that are doing this, and I don't know why the heck you would eat this trash. So that's why, like I said, y'all, I don't really mess with carbs at all, bro. I do not mess with carbs that much. I really, really avoid them. They're almost your enemy in a way. Not saying you can't eat carbs, but I just don't really mess with them. Okay. Look at this. You got a baby right there.
Welcome back to the channel. What's up, squad?
Oh, these some Africans? Oh, I mean, these are obviously some Yahudim, though. Probably the accent is kind of hard to place, but these are obviously some Yahudim from the continent. And look, this is what they about to eat: some dang Frito-Lays with some chili, and I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But they sit on people who do these mukbangs. They sit on camera and they stuff their faces with the most unhealthy stuff.
Don't take it for granted, y'all.
Don't.
And then I found out that ants bit me on my leg.
All right, so this is just a little preview of what a mukbang is, okay? Where they just have a copious amount of food and they just stuff their face. That's all it is. It's just gluttony. Just like Virtuous Woman said, it is essentially just promoting gluttony to you. Just eat all this unhealthy stuff. You will never see a mukbang of somebody eating healthy, food. And you can't really be healthy if you are being a glutton and you're just stuffing your face with just food. See, the thing is, when you think about our ancestors and even ancient times, our people did not snack. Okay? They didn't do that. They would have, maybe eat twice a day. There wasn't even a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. People just ate when they was hungry. But America has encouraged you to just eat whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And just, it's made a lot of people very, very unhealthy. So let's go back to this video, y'all.
Sunday fun days with my family. But it's still possible now, except we're college students and I'm not a wife and I'm not a mother yet. Today's church service was really good, and honestly, all our church services are always good. Our pastor really gets into the word and it always touches us. And our pastors say that we're such a cute couple. Isn't that a blessing? We always pray after church and just thanking God that we made it to church and we're able to receive his word. I go back to my place and change into something more comfortable. And then we head to the grocery store to get some things. On Sundays, I usually call my family back home while my man was getting started on the ribs. I just made us some salad as we wait for the ribs to get ready because it takes like 2 hours. My man really be getting down in the kitchen, guys. I really don't do too much. I generally never cook, but today I decided I'm gonna make some mac and cheese using his recipe because he's such a great chef, but I added some razzle dazzle. While we wait to watch some cartoons, and then we decided to play GTA. As the ribs were getting close to perfection, I started on the mac and cheese. It's the biggest blessing to know that I'm living in one of my prayers. When they said there's always light at the end of the tunnel,
I ain't gonna lie, man, that mac and cheese look lit, but you probably done put some ham in. Boy. Want to ruin some mac and cheese? Put Porky Pig in that thing.
not think this is what it was. The best decision I've ever made is putting God in the center of my life. And the craziest part about it all is that it only gets better. The ribs are literally full of the bone, and this video did not do it justice. As you can tell, we cleared.
Oh boy. Well, this is what we dealing with here. Almost everything has pork, gelatin. Yep, gummy bears. And then we'll get to all of that a little bit later on. I want to stay on track. I know you guys got some questions. Yaodi Blue said about yellow dye and stuff like that. We'll get to all of that. I just want to stay on track. We'll get to all of the, if you guys have questions, you have some advice you want to give on foods and things, I'll bring you guys on. I'll open up the line if y'all want to talk about that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're gonna stay on track and we'll get to all of that later. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, bro, considering the fact this woman is a Christian. So it's not at all shocking to me that that's something that she's doing. But that's what it is. So let's keep it going. We're gonna get back to this lesson. Yeah, I just boy, I don't even know what to say. All right. So let's get back to it. So once again, we're talking about not eating swine flesh, not eating unclean animals when it comes to the sea dwellers as well as the beasts of the earth. Now we're going to get to birds and the fowls of the air, what you can and cannot eat. All right, let's get to that. Now that we have a decent understanding of the beasts of the earth, let's look at the beasts of the sea. This one is actually very easy. Okay, we just talked about the scales and fins of the sea dweller. So we already went through that. When it comes to fish, personally, I like salmon and tuna, but salmon is my go-to. I'm not a big person on seafood, to be real with you, but if I do have fish, I'm going to have like salmon or tuna or something like that. But I'm going to just show you some fish that you can eat that are clean, okay? That have both fins and scales. So you've got the alewife. Some of these I've never even heard of before. The alewife, the anchovy, barracuda, the bass, the black pomfret or monchog, the bluefish, the bluegill, the branzino, carp, cod, cobia, crappie. They got a fish called crappie for real. The drum, the flounder, the grouper, the grunt, the haddock, the hake, the halibut, hardhead, herring, Indo-Pacific king mackerel, king croaker, kingfish, mahimi, I don't even know what that is, dolphin fish. And that's not talking about the dolphin, but the dolphin fish has fins and scales. The marlin, the minnow, the mullet, the Spanish mackerel, the opa, the perk or beam, the pike or pickerel, the pollock or pollock, bluefish, Boston bluefish, rockfish, salmon, sardine or pilchard, Ma'aki was recommending sardine. I'm probably going to have to try that out too. The shad, the sheep shed, the silver hack or whiting, or the smelt frost fish or ice fish. Again, all of these are on my blog if you just want to look at these and go over these yourself. But these are just some examples. But like I said, I'm not big on fish like that, but I will have like, salmon or tuna or something of that nature. All right. Last but not least, let's look at the fowls of the air. Okay. Now, this one's a little different because it tells you what you cannot eat, but it doesn't tell you what you can eat. So what is mentioned in here, you got to just factor out the things that he tells you not to eat. All right. Dabarim, Deuteronomy 14, 20 through 21. Any clean bird you do eat, do not eat whatsoever dies of itself. Okay. Give it to the stranger who is within your gates to eat it, or sell it to a foreigner, for you are a Kadash people to Yahuwah your Elohim. So even the stranger, they were allowed to eat certain things that we weren't supposed to eat. There was a sense of separation. The Kadash people were not allowed to eat any of these things, but the strangers, they could eat some of them. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he still didn't want them eating blood. He didn't want them eating swine. But certain animals we could give to the stranger among us, and they could eat it, but we couldn't because we were the Kadash people. Oyakara, Leviticus 11, 13 through 19. And these do you abominate among the birds. They are not eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the vulture, the black vulture, the hawk, the falcon after its kind, every raven after its kind, the ostrich, the nighthawk, the seagull, the hawk after its kind, the little owl, the fisher owl, the gray owl, the white owl, the pelican, the carrion vulture, the stork, the heron after its kind, and the hope and the bat. Okay? So there's basically avoid birds that eat other birds. That's the best way to say it. Okay. Now, when it comes to birds, bro, I'm more so willing to do turkey more than chicken, because I think, there's some information that's coming out about chicken and how it's not real. It's like a hybrid. It was created, and it's not an actual bird Yahuwah created. So I'm kind of on the fence about chicken, if I'm being honest with you. Don't get me wrong. I like chicken, but there's some information I've been looking at, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be eating chicken anymore. Like I said, I just rather just go with birds, or not even birds, bro. I'd rather just, if I'm going to eat meat, I'm going to eat beef. If I'm going to eat meat, I'm going to eat lamb. I'm going to eat goat. I'm kind of a little more restrictive about birds, because you just don't know, especially here in America, right? I eat turkey though, but chicken I've been kind of pulling away from. Now, the chicken is not mentioned here. But then again, some people are saying that a chicken is created by man. All right. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to tell you not to eat chicken. Go to Yahuwah about that. But because of what I have looked at, I'm more so willing to if I do eat a bird, I'd rather just have turkey. In this context, Yahuwah does not say which birds you can eat, but he specifies which birds you cannot eat. I personally eat turkey and chicken, but like I said, chicken I've been kind of abstaining from a little bit. Avoid any predatory birds that are scavengers and eat other birds like vultures, eagles, hawks, and birds like that. So of a bird that eats other birds, automatically I would just throw that out. Okay, you want to deal with birds that do not eat other birds. If they're carnivores and they're scavengers and they're predatory birds, I would avoid them, because most, like the hawk, the falcon, the raven, the ostrich, the nighthawk, the seagull, okay, the owl, the vulture, all of these are predatory birds that eat other birds. And like I said, because they eat other birds, even unclean animals, they would be an abomination to you. So I would not eat any bird that's predatory. That would be the best way to go with that. Now, here are some more animals to consider. So clean birds, you have the chicken, the dove, the duck, the goose, the grouse, the guinea fowl, the partridge, the peafowl, the pheasant, the pigeon, the prairie chicken, the ptarmigan, I have no idea what that is, the quail, the sage hen, the snipe, the sparrow, the teal, and the turkey. Unclean birds, albatross, bittern, buzzard, condor, coot, cormorant, crane, crow, cuckoo, eagle, flamingo, grebe, grosbeak, gull, hawk, hebron, kite, lapwing, I don't even know what half these things. Magpie. What the hell is a magpie? Does anybody know what the heck a magpie is? What the heck is a magpie, gang? I never even heard of half of these things. What the heck is that? I don't even know what no magpie is. Ostrich or owl. All right, let's keep going. Now, keep in mind, so we went through the birds. We went through the birds of the air. We went through the sea-dwelling beasts, and we also went through the beasts of the earth. Right now, let's make something clear. Keep in mind that Yahuwah created all animals, as I've said. The issue is that not all animals are food. That is essentially the difference, okay? So just because he created it doesn't mean it's supposed to be going in your mouth, okay? So understand, he made clean beasts and he made unclean beasts, as we've already looked at earlier in this study. All beasts are not meant to be food. Barashith, Genesis 7, 1-2. And Yahuwah said to Noach, come into the ark, you and all your household, because I've seen that you are righteous before me in this generation. Of all the clean beasts, take with you 7 pairs, a male and a female. And of the beasts that are unclean, 2, a male and a female. So keep in mind, Yahuwah was commanding Noach to have 7 pairs of the clean beasts, okay? And 2 pairs of the unclean beast. So obviously Yahuwah preserved many of these animals in the ark, the clean and the unclean. He had more clean beasts than he had unclean beasts, male and female for the clean and the unclean. All right. So the fact that Yahuwah preserved these animals means that they have a purpose in nature. They have a purpose in, you know, what you would call the circle of life, for lack of better word. But they were not meant to be eaten. Okay. Like you looking like these Asian countries, bro, they be eating bat soup and all this weird stuff, eating monkeys. And, you know, some of these Hamites be chewing on monkey heads and all this weird stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's what the heathens do. All right. They eat that nasty animal stuff. Okay. Yahuwah gave you Torah and told you what you should and should not eat. The heathens eat whatever they want. Okay. Don't be a heathen. Bereshit, Genesis 8:20, and Noach built a slaughter place to Yahuwah and took of every clean beast and of every clean bird and offered ascended offerings on the slaughter place. So even the animals that were clean were the ones that could be offered to Yahuwah as a burnt sacrifice. Why take unclean? Like I said, they have a purpose in nature. So, for example, a lion is not clean, right? But they have a purpose. They have a purpose in, you know, obviously hunting other animals and, you know, things of that nature. They all have a purpose. Every animal has a purpose. Yahuwah created every single animal for a purpose. Okay, so we can't take that out. But you notice he gave Noach instruction to have more clean beasts. Okay, so he's putting an emphasis on that. But the purposes of every animal, it'd be hard to just explain every single functioning animal and why the unclean animals have a purpose in nature. But when it comes to the circle of life and all of that, they all have a purpose in nature. Not so much for man, but yeah. Just like even like the unclean beast, like you would not eat a donkey because a donkey is not, it does not chew the cud and it does not have a divided hoof. But yet they used a donkey in scripture. Yahusha was riding on a donkey. You know, they rode on a donkey to go into Egypt when they were fleeing from King Herod. So these animals do have a purpose. It's just not for food. You feel what I'm saying? It's just not for food. But they do have a purpose for sure. I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, family. Hey, Exer. Hey, Tanya. All praises to the Most High. Good to see you. So if the other nations sacrifice unclean animals to their demons, why would we eat it? We've been forced to eat pig for centuries, man. Exactly, Ak. And I'm going to show y'all these heathens have forced you to eat this stuff to make you defile before Yahuwah. I'm going to get to that. Don't worry. I'm going to get to that. Because a lot of this stuff is just slavery stuff. I'm just being real with you. That's really what it is. Magpies are bullies, and there's a lot of English folklore around them. Definitely not suited for the dinner table. Oh, okay. Thanks for the education. The animals were not violent pre-flood, right? Pre-flood, no, they wouldn't have been, because obviously when Adam was in the garden, all these animals were in one place. They were all in the garden, Adam or Adam, he was given the authority to name every beast and all of that. So they weren't. And when we are brought back to the kingdom, we are in the kingdom, there will be animals there too. And we will all live amongst creation in total peace and shalom and harmony and all of that. So we gonna be restored back to the way it was before Adam and Kua or Eve transgressed against the Most High for real. So yeah, oysters, filter waters. I never knew that till recently. Right. So when you think about shrimps and you think about these other animals, a lot of them are bottom feeders. So they kind of like if you think of if you had like a aquarium in your school or aquarium in your house, you have bottom feeder animals. They have a purpose in keeping the tank clean. They have a purpose in, preserving and keeping the water clean and stuff like that. Right. So they have a purpose, but it's just not for food. And that's all I'm trying to get y'all to understand. You feel what I'm saying? They have a purpose. Yahuwah has a purpose in everything he created, but just not everything is meant to be eaten. Batiyah says, that's right. They made us eat that nasty pig to defile ourselves. They knew we were the chosen. Yup. In slavery, what did they give you? Pork. They knew what they was doing. And I'm going to get to Maccabees because I'm going to show you that they did what they did on purpose. Let's see. I'm reading some more of y'all comments. Possums eat ticks, but we shouldn't eat. Ugh, dude, I hate that. Possums are so ugly. They're the most ugliest things that I've ever seen. And they're just nasty, bro. They smell, they stink. I just don't like them at all. That's what he said. We had dominion over all creatures on earth. Facts. And that's how I believe it will be when we're restored back to the land and back to the kingdom and everything. All right, let's keep going. All right, y'all, we're going to get into what the heathens did. And I want y'all to understand this from a biblical context because it also ties to slavery. And that's why I'm saying it don't make sense to want to do these things because it was always to get you to work against Yahuwah. Okay, that's why they made you eat the things they made you eat in slavery. So why would we choose to do this in the first place? Why would we choose that if we know that the heathens told us to do it because they wanted us to violate and defile ourselves before the Most High? All right. Remember that the heathen caused you to eat unclean meats in slavery because they knew you were Yahudim. Same thing when you consider the Maccabean revolt. Just like these European Christians, the heathens tortured our ancestors if they refused to eat unclean. Okay? Let's read this. This is Maccabean Rabbi, 4th Maccabees 8, 1 through 11. For this is why even the very young, by following a philosophy in accordance with pious reason, have prevailed over the most painful instruments of torture. Okay? So this is one of the Greeks, the Greeks that had massacred the temple. They are saying, we will torture you. They had created torture devices on the Yahudim, and they said, if you don't denounce your religion, or what they called religion, or denounce your ways of Yahuwah, and you don't eat these unclean animals, then we're just going to torture you. Why don't you just eat the unclean meat? Just eat it, and we'll let you live. Why would you choose to be tortured if you could just avoid it, right? Just avoid being tortured and just eat the dang pig. Just eat it. That's what they did to us, our people in slavery and our people during the Maccabean revolt. Nothing new under the sun. I want y'all to understand, bro, ain't nothing changed. And they were acting like they were doing you a favor by saying, I won't even kill you. I won't even torture if you just eat the pig. Just denounce your Hebrew ways. Denounce your Uah and I won't kill you. Let's read it. For when the tyrant was conspicuously defeated in his first attempt, being unable to compel an aged man to eat defiling foods, then in violent rage he commanded that the other of the Hebrew captives be brought, and that any who ate defiling food would be freed after eating it. So what were they trying to get you to do? They were trying to get our ancestors to eat this nasty, disgusting stuff, transgress the Torah, and then we'll free you. This is some wicked stuff. Oh, boy. But if any were to refuse, they would be tortured even more cruelly. When the tyrant had given these orders, 7 brothers, handsome, modest, noble, and accomplished in every way, were brought before him along with their aged mother. When the tyrant saw them, groped about their mother as through a chorus, he was pleased with them, And struck by their appearance and nobility, he smiled at them and summoned them nearer and said, young men, with favor of feelings, I admire each and every one of you and greatly respect the beauty and number of such brothers. Not only do I advise you not to display the same madness as that of the old man who has just been tortured, but I also exhort you to yield to me and enjoy my friendship. Just as I am able to punish those who disobey my orders, so I can be a benefactor to those who are too disposed to obey me. Trust me then, and you will receive positions of authority in my government. If you will renounce the ancestral traditions of your national life, enjoy your youth by adopting, he told them. So he's basically saying, you renounce your ancestral tradition, renounce the Torah, renounce the ways of Yahuwah, renounce the feast days, renounce all of it. Enjoy your youth by adopting the Greek way of life. So he's telling them, become pagan. How is this not Christianity, y'all? This is Christianity. This is an early form of Christianity, y'all. Y'all think Christianity came from the American, Europeans, and all that, homie? It was in the Bible, bro. Okay? They were introducing you to our ancestors to Christianity. Stop reading like that. Oh, boy. Oh, Father in heaven. The book of Maccabees is a very, very tough read for me always, because I just realized that when you factor in what we've been through here in America, and then you factor in what happened in the biblical times, it's just sometimes it's a little much. But yeah, he was, and Christianity tells you to do the exact same thing. Okay, forsake the Torah, go ahead and eat your pork ribs. Here's a plate of catfish. Eat that. Okay, you can eat this ham sandwich in the name of Jesus. Eat it. Here you go. Eat it. When you think about even on the slave ships, they were feeding us like this slop. You know what I'm saying? The slop had all types of unclean food in it. Rob Nolly says, didn't they introduce us to Christianity? So why do we follow anything the book says at all? Well, we're not Christians. None of us are Christians in here. I don't follow heathen religions because Christianity had stole the book from us and made it so that they could, you know what I'm saying, say it's their religion. The Bible has nothing to do with Christianity at all. It is a black, Abari Hebrew history book. That's what it is. It's about the Israelites. It's about their past, their present, and their future. That's what it's about. I do not believe in the white man's God. I do not believe in a white Jesus. I don't follow no pagan holidays. I don't do none of that. I am a Hebrew. I am a Bari. I am a Yahudi from the tribe of Yahudah. Okay? I have nothing to do with no pagan Christianity. All right? I have nothing to do with that. That's the white man's religion. Right, exactly. The Bible's not Christianity. That's what I'm saying. People have been brainwashed where these Christians want to claim that this book is about them. It ain't got nothing to do with them. It don't. They stole it because what do Europeans do? They steal everything that's not theirs. They colonize everything we do. Okay? And if you read what I'm looking at in Maccabees, they were trying to get the Hebrews to denounce their Hebrew lifestyle, their Hebrew ways, and accept the heathen stuff, the Greek stuff, the pagan stuff. So you can see this is why they took the book of Maccabees out, because it really does show you an early version of Christianity that was being forced on the Yahudim. For real. So just understand. I know the Christians have lied and they said it's their book, but it's not. It's our book. It belongs to us. For real. All right, man, let's keep on going. So he was telling them, enjoy your youth by adopting the Greek way of life and by changing your manner of living. But if by disobedience you rouse my anger, you will compel me to destroy each and every one of you with dreadful punishment through torture. Therefore, take pity on yourselves, even I, your enemy. Have compassion for your youth and handsome appearance. Will you not consider this, that if you disobey, nothing remains for you but to die on the rack? All right? And this is just, it's like when I read this, y'all, I'm just so reminded of how the European Christians had treated our ancestors. You know, if you do this, then it won't be so bad. If you go along with this, I promise I'll have mercy on you. So I want y'all to understand that many of our people that became Hellenized was not really more so their choice. It's because they feared death when it comes to the Maccabean revolt and when it comes to Black people converting to Christianity. In slavery times, and even when you think about the Spanish Inquisition, a lot of time we didn't choose this. We didn't want this. We were scared. Our ancestors were fearing for our very lives, which is why we embraced Christianity. It wasn't something we wanted to do. We didn't want to forsake our Father. After all he's done for us, it's all he's shown how much he cares for us. He loves us. A lot of our ancestors did this out of fear, y'all. Christianity was never something that came in the name of shalom. I mean, it came in the name of shalom, but it was always colonization, violence, pillaging, handing people bags of grapes, and y'all know what I'm talking about. It never came by shalom. It was always forced on people. All right, and that's what these Christians won't tell you about. Their religion is nothing but just forced conversion. You don't want to convert to Christianity? Okay, then you'll, auto de fe, we'll burn you alive. And that's what they did to the Portuguese Yahudim, the Portuguese Jews. They burned them alive. You didn't want to convert to Christianity? Fine, we'll enslave you. You don't want to convert to Christianity? Fine, we'll just burn you and your child right in front of you. Christianity is a colonizer religion. It is. Maccabean, Rishon, 1 Maccabees 1, 44 through 50. And the king sent letters by messengers to Jerusalem and the towns of Yehuda, and he directed them to follow customs strange to the land. Once again, follow the pagan religions of these heathens. To forbid burnt offerings to Yahuwah and sacrifices and drink offerings in the sanctuary, and to profane Shabbats and festivals. To defile the sanctuary and the Kadash one. To build altars and sacred precincts and shrines for idols, and to sacrifice pigs and other unclean animals. So like I said, every animal that was sacrificed to Yahuwah would be considered unclean, or would be considered clean. So when you sacrifice the lamb, that was considered clean. You sacrifice the ram, that was considered clean. You sacrifice the goat, that was considered clean. Okay, Yahuwah did not take animals that were abominable to be sacrificed to him. Okay, so you couldn't touch them, you couldn't eat them, you couldn't sacrifice them. Unclean is unclean to the Most High. Okay, so the heathens built altars, sacred precincts, and shrines for their idols, the heathen idols. Okay, and to sacrifice pigs and other unclean animals, and to leave their sons uncircumcised. They were to make themselves abominable by every unclean and profane, so that they could forget the law and change all the ordinances, he added, and whoever does not obey the command of the king shall die. Once again, you go along with the Christianity, you go along with the paganism, or I will give a decree to kill you. So yes, you better sacrifice them abominable animals. You better worship these idols of the heathen. You better denounce your Hebrew race, or I'll kill all of y'all. This is what it was. This is what it was. All right. I'm also going to show you a few examples of why these foods are unclean. And yes, eating unclean is considered a sin. So stop eating unclean. Okay? Your Christian preachers never warned you. Can you go to hell for eating pork? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is what the Christians won't touch. Let's read it. Your Christian preachers never warned you. Some of you get yourselves ready and go to a garden and worship a foreign goddess. You eat of the meat of pigs, mice, and other abominations. But I, Yahuwah, will destroy you for this. And that's Yashayahu, Isaiah 66:17. So Yahuwah said, so you're eating abominable animals? You worshiping other deities? I will destroy you for this. Yes, you will be destroyed for eating this nasty stuff. All right? You will be destroyed for eating pork. It's an abomination. Your pork chop, catfish eating pastors have led you astray. Judgment is approaching. Find the truth before it's too late. This ain't just pigs. This is all these abominations. He says, you eat the meat of pigs, mice, and other abominations, but I, Yahuwah, will destroy you for this. He ain't playing, y'all. He ain't playing. Now, let me show y'all some videos that you need to see so you can understand why we do not eat these nasty, disgusting things. All right, let me pull this up. And I'm going to show y'all a few videos. Let me just move this off the screen. All right, so take a look. This is the first video I want to show you guys right here.
Spend a Sunday with me and my man. Today we're going to go to church and then we're going to make...
Oh, wait, I already showed y'all that one. Okay, check this one out.
I would take the microscope and show people how you can't kill the trichina worm in pork by cooking it. Heat was not destroying the worm, and I would show them, the difference, and demonstrate how FDA was now using radiation to try to kill the worms in pork because cooking was not working, which is what we had always been told.
Okay, so there's worms in pork, disgusting worms, and even cooking it doesn't fix anything. Gala, let me explain something real quick to you. We are not Christians. I keep on telling you that. And we're not Jewish either. Jewish people are imposters, okay? We are the true Yahudim. The better word is Yahudim. We are not Jewish. The whole Bible is about Israelites. Now, Gentiles, yeah, you can be part of it. Let me explain something. Salvation is really only for one nation, which is Yasharal. But the Gentiles can be saved by attaching themselves and cleaving and becoming part of the covenant of what was written for Yasharal. If you attach yourself to the people of Yahuwah, if you become grafted into the nation, you can be saved too, because salvation is really for us. But the Gentiles can be saved too by cleaving, becoming grafted in. But if you think being a Christian is going to get you saved, it's not. It's definitely not. Christians just misunderstand a lot about the Bible. And that's why I say y'all got to watch my other videos. I don't really like saying the same thing over and over again. But this book is an Israelite book. It has nothing to do with the Jewish people. It has nothing to do with Christians. It's about the Israelites. Yes, Gentiles can be saved. I keep on saying that because people misunderstand and misconstrue what I'm saying. Yes, they can if they are grafted in. Romans 11, you got to be grafted in. There's no gate for Christians. There's no gate for Muslims. There's no gate for atheists. There's no gate for anybody but the 12 tribes. So you have to be grafted into this nation. There's no gate for Christians or Jewish people or any of that. And them Jewish people ain't even of the tribes. The Bible is many books put together by Constantine, some taken out, some changed. So the Bible is not about Constantine, all right? Christianity is by Constantine. Because if you read the Nicene Decree or you read the Constantine Creed, he was telling the Hebrews to denounce everything in the Bible as far as their feast days, as far as what's in the Torah. So no, it's not. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people misunderstand what the Bible's about. If you read the Torah, don't no heathens practice the laws that we practice. How many heathens literally practice circumcision on the 8th day? How many heathens do you know eat only the clean animals described in the Bible? Christians have not. They eat pork. They eat all types of abominable food. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Christianity is a lie. It was something created by a pagan white man, a European, who is not. Yahuwah only made a covenant with Negroes, which is who his people are. That's a whole nother topic. But Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. I keep telling you that. Colonizers stole our scriptures and pushed their own religion. That's false. It's just that simple. I don't follow Constantine. If I was following Constantine, I'd literally be worshiping a white man's God. I don't. I reject pagan Jesus Christ. I'll slap Jesus Christ. That white hippie, that homosexual, I don't want nothing to do with that. My Messiah's black. He a Negro. And the scriptures prove that. So I think you need to do a little bit more video watching on this channel before you lump me in with Christians. They probably are trolls. That's what I'm just saying. I'm not gonna continue to explain things. If you ain't gonna watch my videos, there's not even a point to going back and forth. So just black people are saved. I literally did not say that. Family, if y'all want to explain it to him, explain it to him. I'm not going to keep going back and forth. I have plenty of videos about this. I've explained this many times. Rob, you don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with me. I don't need you to. You don't even believe the Bible's true. So why would I care what you think? It doesn't matter what you think.
Threw it in there just to see what they would do. They're pigs. They rolled it.
Now, I want y'all to watch this because he's talking about these pigs and how he had a whole bunch of like nasty worm infested, you know what I'm saying, food, and these pigs started eating it. I mean, they're nasty. They're disgusting, filthy beasts. But let me show y'all. Hold on, let me rewind. Okay, this is it right here. You see what's on the screen? The pig started eating this thing. Oh boy, it's nasty. All right, here we go.
It was a dead rat they got off a rat trap, and I just threw it in there just to see what they would do. They're pigs. They rolled in it and they ate it and fought over this nasty with maggots in it. And I just threw it in there. I figured, they'll just smell it just because it's an experiment. Remember, pigs, if you're eating pig, guys, I can just tell you this. You're making a big mistake. Remember, the pig is the dirtiest animal in the world. It'll eat anything and anything. Remember, a cow only eats grass. Okay? It doesn't eat corn or anything or wheat or soy, but it's a vegetarian. You eat animals, okay, that are scrappers, then you get all the parasites that live in the pig.
So that nasty, disgusting, dead rat, them nasty, stinky swine ate it. They're disgusting, dude. They're freaking nasty. Like, I don't know why you would eat that. Yexer, do you block trolls? I do. But I'm gonna let you know what I'm saying. I mean, I do. This is your only warning. All right. To everybody that want to disagree with what I'm saying about who we are, you got one opportunity. If you say anything else trying to disprove what I've already proven, I've already done tons of videos on this. Matter of fact, I'm going to just post it in the chat. If you're not going to watch it and you're going to tell me I'm wrong about this, okay, well, then I'm just going to kick you out. Because like I said, I've got tons of videos proving this book is about us, but y'all don't want to hear it because you're white or you're another nation. And, you know, white supremacy, I get it, but it don't matter what y'all think, bro. I'm going to post a link in the chat. You can go watch it. Don't even come off this video and go watch it. If you're not going to watch it, I will block you because I've got too much evidence of this. All right? There's too much evidence. I'm sorry that the Europeans have lied to you. I'm sorry you believe white supremacy, but the truth is the truth. I've proven this so many times. That's why so many people on this channel watch me, because I prove everything I say. And there's tons of proof of this. There's ancient evidence of this. I've literally done a whole teaching on how the whole Bible, most of the Bible at least, takes place in Africa. I've done so much on this. If you're not going to watch the video and get the information and just sit here and argue, obviously you are a troll. So I'm going to post a link and then that's it. I'm not answering your questions anymore. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I don't have time for that because most of y'all Gentiles, no matter what I do show you, you're never going to accept the truth because you want to always be on the top of everything. But guess what? White supremacy is coming to an end. Just remember that. So I'm posting a link in the chat. Let me just put the title of the video. Blacks are the true Israelites. All right. I'm pinning it to the top of the chat. Go watch it. If you're not going to watch it and you keep on trying to argue with me, you're getting blocked. Moderators, this is their only warning. If they continue, they're gone. They're gone. Not everything didn't start no Arab Peninsula. That's what I'm saying. You're listening to what the colonizers tell you. I don't listen to white people. Heathens cannot teach a book that's not written to them or for them. And that's the thing. Y'all listen to too many Caucasians. Caucasians lie about everything. I mean, hasn't that been proven? They lied about the Messiah. They lied about who the people are. They lied about the law being done away. They lied about the Most High's name. They lied about the Messiah's name. Why do you keep listening to them? You got to be some kind of stupid to do that. I'm just saying. I mean, they've proven they can't be trusted, but y'all still want to listen to them. Go ahead. That's on you. All right. I'm going to post the link in the chat. If you're going to watch the video, watch the video. If not, I will kick you out because I've already given you the evidence and I gave you a video that explains this. So if you're not going to watch it, bro, just go. Just go. All right. Okay. So back to what I was saying. This man had a dead rat with maggots all over its flesh and all that stuff, right? And these pigs just ate it. So why would you eat them? And then another thing about pigs that people don't understand is that pigs do not sweat. So a lot of that gunk and toxin and now they eat their own feces. They don't care what they stuff in their mouths. And a lot of people that ain't in Torah are just like pigs. You'll eat anything that pass across your face. Let me show y'all this next video.
Pork is forbidden in Islam and Christianity you didn't know about. 1. Pigs carry about 30 diseases which can easily be passed to humans. This is why Allah commanded us to not even touch their carcass. 2.
By the way, I'm not an Islamic person. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Christian. The Torah, who gave the Torah is Yahuwah, who is the Eluah of the Hebrews. So if you hear it mention God or Christianity or Islam or nothing, I denounce all that heathen stuff. All right? Just saying.
Pigs are garbage guts. They'll eat their own feces and drink their own urine. 3. The pig is the only mammal that does not sweat, leaving the sweat and toxins to merge in its flesh. 4. When a pig dies, the maggots, bacteria, and insects eat its flesh faster than any other animal. 5. There is no safe temperature at which pork can be cooked to ensure that all these parasites and cysts will be killed.
Okay, so you heard that. All right? So it doesn't sweat. And even when it eats all this nasty trash, okay, it doesn't sweat it out. So all of that stuff is in its flesh. And no matter how much you cook it, it's still unclean, it's still disgusting, and it's still nasty. Yeah, there's 3. That's what I'm saying. It's a 3-hour documentary. That's what I'm saying. I have receipts upon receipts. It's hard to, that's what I'm saying. I'm not somebody that's not well researched. A lot of people think because I'm black, I'm a Negro, I don't know what I'm talking about. And you know what I'm saying? I just make stuff up. See, people try to equivalent Negroes to being uneducated. I'm more educated than the Christian, the Muslim, or anybody that's in a religion about this book. Why? Because y'all wouldn't help me understand through his Ruach. He done poured out his wisdom. And a lot of times, bro, a lot of y'all speak from like a place of ignorance because you are not called to understand it the way we are. That's the difference. Christians, if you notice, Christians preach things about the Bible that are not in that actual Bible, right? But the Israelites, like me, we know the word because we the people. So we will always understand it better than the Gentile. Why? Because we're called to teach the Gentiles the ways of Yahuwah. You're not called to teach us. We're called to teach you. That's why I just said you should probably just be quiet and just listen. You could probably learn something. Don't get mad. I barely cry. I like it. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not white. The Bible's is not a book. It's many books, some changed and some taken out. That's facts. I know that. I know that, sir. I know that better than you. Which is why I'm reading the Apocrypha. Which is why I'm showing you why they removed it. What you're telling me is nothing new at all, sir. It's nothing new at all. And I'm glad you like the channel. But that's why I say if you do, you should probably watch my other teachings instead of just coming on this video and saying things I've already covered in multiple other shows because you're not getting the full context and the full information. This video is really for people who are trying to keep Torah. If you're not interested in keeping Torah and you believe books, that we shouldn't take the Bible for what it is because it's written by the white man, that tells me right then, right here, right now, you're missing a lot of information on this book. And when I say books, I'm talking about Safar. I know there's plenty of books in it. I get that. I'm just talking about the word of Yahuwah. Let's just say it like that. The scroll, the Magalah. If you believe the Bible is the white man's book, you are extremely uninformed. Extremely. So just keep that in mind. Kim Terry is here. What's up? Good to see you. Ami Yakiyada says, I had a guy in my Taekwondo tab tell me if its meat isn't still bleeding, he won't eat it. I said, just like a Neanderthal, of course he was an Edomite. Wait, if his meat is bleeding, he won't eat it? Right. And I know Europeans that like their meat rare. And I'm just like, what? Why? That's nasty, cuz. It's like eating blood and stuff like that is just disgusting. The Ruach of Yahuwah is what's guiding us. That's why it seems so new to people, but it's his presence waking us up. Right. And that's another thing. I tell people all the time, like, this truth and this understanding is not from us. It came from the Most High, because it's time for the dry bones to awaken. So we would not have known this 12 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, because it wasn't that time. But now that it is that time, certain things are coming out about what this Bible is really about. And it's new to many other nations because they're not the ones that are waking up from this as the dry bones. Now, are many Gentiles waking up to who we are? Oh, yes, absolutely. But it's because the dry bones are the biblical children of Yasharal. They are starting to understand who they are. And so they're speaking this truth, and the truth is coming out by Yasharal, and the Gentiles are waking up as well. Christians preach more about Paul than Yahusha. Facts. Matter of fact, I got a meme I want to show you guys. It's so funny. It's almost like they hold Paul to a higher standard than Yahusha, which is crazy to me. Let me show y'all. I thought it was pretty funny, and I was like, I got to show y'all this. It's so funny, bro. People take Paul out of context. They think Paul was preaching lawlessness, and they use Paul's letters to try to trump what Mashiach said. I'm just like, how are you going to do that? That don't even make no sense. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. I have it here on my Facebook page. Give me a second. I can show y'all. I've done so many posts about Paul and like how people misunderstand him. Okay, I want to show y'all this meme first. Check this out. It's Christians. This is your modern day Christians right here. Let me remove this off the screen. Check this out. So this is one thing that I posted because I thought it was kind of funny, but this is Christianity essentially. Look at this. Christians be like, Messiah lived the law and taught the law to die and do away with the law. So follow him and eat a ham sandwich. It's Christianity right here. This is Christianity, bro. Messiah taught the law, helped them understand the law. Then he died to do away with the law. So therefore there is no law. This is Christianity right here, y'all. This is what it is. This is your modern day Christianity. So there's that one. And then let me see. There's another one about Paul. I can't find it. Oh, wait. You know what? Let me go to my YouTube because I posted it in my community tab. Give me a second, y'all. I'll pull it back up. I go to my community tab. I know I have it up there. Give me a second here. Pull it up. But yeah, bro, Paul's letters do not transcend what Mashiach has said. Because Paul did not die for my transgressions. Paul is not the son of Elua. He is neither of those things. So why should I put his words over Mashiach? And if you really read what he says, he was just trying to tell you that, believing in the law to save you is what's the problem. Okay? You got to believe in Mashiach. But he also said, Amunah, or faith without works, is dead. So you can't have the law of Yahuwah without Mashiach, and you cannot have Mashiach without the law of Yahuwah. They go together. So let me show y'all this one right here. This is the meme I wanted to show y'all that I made. And this is just Christianity in a nutshell. Yahusha said he will cast all into the lake of fire that offend and transgress Torah. The law cannot be possibly done away. And the Christians say, but Paul. That's Christianity, man. I'm telling you. Let me see. Okay, I'm reading some more of y'all comments. Let me finish up this lesson and then we'll move on. Because I do want to show you guys some more stuff here that I think you need to know. And I know you guys probably have some things to say. Can't ask questions. Preacher's angry. I already thought, I literally gave you a video and you said you were going to watch it. So I don't understand why you're still here. And I'm not even angry, because if I was angry, I would really be going in on you right now. I'm just not trying to let you distract me from what I'm trying to do right here, because we're talking about Torah and you're talking about who the Hebrews are. I gave you a video. Explain why you're not watching it right now. So was it a lie when you said I'm watching it right now? because that's what you said. And you're still here trying to question what I'm saying. I'm going to go watch it. So why you're not watching? So was that a lie? And you're saying this is a cult? Your religion is a cult because they can't even explain the scriptures. And then you said you're going to go watch it, and yet you're still here bickering with people in the chat. Go watch the video and you won't have so many questions. But you don't want to do that because you want to argue. I could really ban you. If I was really a problem, I would just ban you right now and be like, you know what, I don't like your energy. I could just ban you right now. I haven't done that. And I haven't told the moderators to ban you. So I'm being nice to you. But why don't you go watch the video first? Because if your conversation has nothing to do with the Torah, then you're in the wrong place right now. We already understand the truth about who we are. So we don't really need Gentiles telling us, oh, but this and but that and this and that. Like, just stop playing. Go watch the video. And then if you got questions, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. Post them on the comments on the video or something. But right now we're trying to focus on something else. And yes, I will block you if you don't keep it germane to what we're talking about right now. All right? Trying to be nice, bro. Isn't it a scripture of evil spirits asking for mercy? Okay, we're gonna get to that. Let me keep going since we're almost done here. So let me take this off. Okay, let's get back to the lesson because I want to wrap this up and we will continue with our conversation. So let me just pull this back up and let's get back to the lesson. We're almost done. I got a few more slides I want to show you guys. All right. Swine are disgusting, filthy beasts. Stop eating them and all these other abominations. Hamashiach even cast demons out of a man, and they went into swine. So it says Hamashiach cast out shadim, or demons, from a man, and they went to swine. This is Luke 8:29, 32 to 33. For he commanded the unclean ruakuth, or spirits, to come out of the man, for oftentimes it had caught him, and he was kept bound with chains and in fetters, and he broke the bands and was driven out of the devil into the wilderness. And Yahusha asked him, saying, what is your name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. Now, I want y'all to think about this for a second. Yahusha asked this demon to identify himself, and the demon said, we are legion because we are many. Think about religion. Religion, a reconnection to the legion. Okay, religion is evil, controlled by demons. Okay, I just found that to be very interesting. Religion, legion, religion. Yeah, just thought I'd point that out. Many shadim were entered into him, and they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. And there was there a great herd of many swine feeding on the mountain, and they besought him that he would suffer them to enter him. And he suffered them. Then went the shadim out of the man and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into a lake and were choked. Now, when it says choked, it's to say that they drowned. So these demons asked Yahusha to cast them out of the man into these filthy swine. They went into the swine became demonically possessed, they jumped into a water, and they drowned and killed themselves. Why? Because shadim dwell in unclean temples, all right? And they wanted to go to the abominable flesh. Interesting, isn't it? Out of all, they could have went into another man. They could have went into a woman. No, they went into swine, the unclean beast. And by the way, Jesus does mean earth pig. So, I mean, Jesus himself is unclean. But just keep that in mind. Now, Mark 5:7-16 also supports this concept of the swine and the demons fleeing into the swine. Mark 5:7-16, and cried with a loud voice and said, what have I do to you with you, Yahusha? Ban Shah Yahuwah. Yahusha Ban Shah Yahuwah. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah. I adjure you by Eluah that you torment me not. For he said unto them, come out of the man, you unclean ruakuth, or spirits. And he asked them, what is your name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. Now there was nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding, and all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter them. And forthwith Yahusha gave them leave, And the unclean Ruakuth went out and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep cliff into the sea. There were about 2,000, and they were drowned in the sea. So there were 2,000 of these swine. And they fed the swine, and they that fed the swine fled and told it to the city and in the country, and they went out to see what it was that was done. And they came to Yahusha and see him that was possessed with the devil and had the legion sitting and clothed in his right hand, and they were afraid. And they that saw it told them how it befell to them, and this was possessed with the Shadim, as also concerning the swine. So once again, you've got a second witness in Mark tying to what Luke says about how these Shadim went into these pigs or into these swine. And that's it, y'all. That's it. So this concludes our lesson on the dietary laws. I think I made it very clear what you can and cannot eat. It's really not hard to understand, bro. I just think people just don't want to follow the laws. Like I said, bro, there's a destruction coming to everybody that transgresses Torah. Because according to 1 John, transgression of the law is sin. Okay, so if you say the law is done away, then sin is done away with. And that's not true, because when I look at all the evil around me, all I see is a bunch of people that don't follow Torah. So that's that. Now, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to bring you on. Or if you have just some thoughts you want to share, I'm gonna put the link in the chat in case anybody has anything they want to say. Keep it germane to the topic. All right, please keep it germane to the topic. Rob, you aren't receiving what any of us told you in the chat. We all try to educate you on scripture, but you didn't seem to acknowledge any of it. And that's what I'm noticing about him. It's like you don't want to hear anything I got to say or what I've taught or even go watch the video. A lot of people just come on here just to argue and distract. And it's like, why is it me, bro? Why, like, family, I'm trying to understand something. Why is it always Yexer streams that has these infiltrators coming in here? Why is it always me? I go on other Israelites, Yashualim streams, Yahudim streams. I don't notice this type of trolling when it comes to their streams. What is it about me, bro? What is it about me that I get all this smoke? Yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to figure out what is it about me that brings these distracting Shadim in here. It always happens with me every single stream I do. There's somebody coming in trying to go against what I'm saying. Why is it always me, bro? It's always Yexer. Great lesson. Breakdown was much received or much needed. Blessings. Oh, thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. All praises be to the Most High, always. Okay, Rob, if you want to come on here, you could click the link. All right, you got questions, I'll answer your questions because we're done with the lesson. So if you want to click the link, I'm going to pin it to the chat. Hold on. If you want to click the link and you want to ask questions, I'll bring you on right now. But don't get scared, though, because if you got all that, listen, everybody that got all this smoke in the chat, you know, trying to disagree, you say you asking questions, you're not disagreeing. Okay, click the link and come on in. And if you got questions, I'll answer your questions with the Bible. But you better be ready, because I know the word probably better than you. So just make sure that if you got any disagreements, you can prove it with scripture, because that's all I'm going to use is the Bible. So if you got disagreements, come on, click the link, jump on in, pull up on me, yo. Pull up on me.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me. Pull up on me.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Like I said, you got all that time to talk in the chat. Well, I'm giving you opportunity to ask me a question directly, live, on the chat. So if you ain't going to come on, then it is what it is. I'm not doing anything. Okay, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Y'all have all this smoke in the chat. I'm giving you an opportunity to come on here and answer some of your questions, but you don't want to do it because you're a troll. If you was really genuinely asking questions, you would come directly to me, not the chat. I'm the one that got the lesson going right here. I'm the one that's the leader of this channel. So I'm trying to understand why you ain't coming to me. You scared now? What you scared of? What you scared of? Julio came on. What up, bro?
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. All praises to Yahuwah. What's up, bro?
Doing well. Just let me just mute the video because I'm getting double things.
Oh, you're getting double.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I had a bunch of questions. Like, I was thinking like the 400-year thing. What is that about?
The 400 years. Are you talking about what's mentioned in Scripture?
Yes, you were talking about that last time, and I didn't. It was like it was on the Old Testament or the. I'm sorry if I don't know the terms. I don't need no disrespect. But
yeah, I'll be happy to show you. So I want to explain because I know a lot of people get confused about that, and a lot of people that don't understand the prophecy, they think it's talking about Egyptian slavery. But I'm going to show you that that's not actually true. So let me go here to my blog, because on my blog, I have all these scriptures proving this. But I'm happy to, you know what I'm saying, if you're genuinely trying to understand, I'll show you. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to show you this scripture. We're going to look at the scripture in depth, and I'm also going to show you it's mentioned in the New Testament as well. So hold on a second. Let me pull up my screen here. Okay, so let's read it first, and then we can kind of put it all into context. So in Genesis 15:13, Yahuwah shows Abraham a vision, okay? And this is what this is talking about. And it says, and he, Yahuwah, said to Abraham, know for certain that your seed are to be sojourners in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years, okay? Now, if you also go to the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 6, it also says, and Elohim spoke in this way, that his seed would be sojourning in a foreign land, and they would be enslaved and mistreated 400 years. Now, if this is talking about Egyptian captivity, you have to explain why it's also echoed in Acts chapter 7, verse 6, because that was long after Egyptian captivity when the Israelites got set free from Egypt. So the fact that it's mentioned twice, which connects to the Torah, this is a future prophecy. And this current prophecy is happening right now because judgment is already falling upon these nations because his people, the Negroes, have been enslaved 400 years. So that's one of the, you know what I'm saying, prophecy that does help us understand who the Israelites actually are.
But what is the context of Acts 7? What is going on there that they mentioned that again?
Acts 7, verse 6. Okay, let's go to it. Give me a second.
Because in 7:2, they're specifically talking about Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia.
Okay, hold on. Let me go to Acts 7:6. Give me a second. Acts 7. Okay, so you said 7:2. He mentions when Abraham is in Mesopotamia. Okay, hold on. Let me pull that up. Give me a second. Pull this up here. Okay, so let's just read. We'll read 7, 1 through 6. And then said the high priest, are these things so? And he said, men, brethren, and fathers, hearken. The esteem of Elohim appeared unto our father Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia, okay, before he dwelt in Haran, and said unto him, get thee out of the country and from thy kindred and come into the land which I shall show thee. Then came he out of the land of the Chaldeans and dwelt in Haran, and from thence when his father was dead, he removed him into his land wherein you dwell, and gave him no more. He gave him none inheritance in it, not so much as to set his foot upon. Yet he promised that he would give to him for possession and to his seed after him, as yet he had no child. And Elohim spoke on the wise that his seed was sojourn in a strange land. They should bring him in bondage and treat them 400 years. So this is talking about the land that Yahuwah had promised Abraham's seed, okay, when he was in Mesopotamia. I hate that they say Mesopotamia because that's not actually what it was. But Mesopotamia. But what he's telling him is that his children, which is Abraham's seed, would end up being enslaved in another nation in many other nations, the children that were promised that land, that land that he was going to show Abraham, because this goes back to the covenant, right? But he tells Abraham specifically that his children will be separated from that land, taken from that land by force, and brought into a land that they do not know. And this happened during 70 AD. This also happened with the Babylonian captivity, the Assyrian captivity, and many of these other captivities that have taken place. Because currently, right now, we are not in the land. And by the way, that land they're telling you is the land is not the land. That is a fraud. Okay? So we are here in this land that we do not know, right? We are serving, the captives or whatever like that. We've been here for 400 years, and that's when a lot of us woke up. I woke up in 2019. 1619 to 2019 is 400 years.
Yeah, but the thing here that I'm, guessing is that, well, not guessing. What I can understand is that this Act 7 is not talking about prophecy like Elijah or Revelations or Ezekiel or it's not prophecy. They're just talking about a speech that Stephen gave. He was talking about.
So
it's not that, oh well, Abraham it is written there and then in Acts, so that makes it a prophecy. That is not so.
Bereshith or Acts 7:6 is literally parroting what was mentioned in Genesis, which was a prophecy. Because at the time it was given to Abraham, he hadn't even had a seed yet. Because remember, it mentions right there, he didn't even have a son yet. So Isaac wasn't even born. So what's mentioned in Genesis or Bereshith is a prophecy. Acts chapter 7 verse 6 is echoing what's written in that prophecy. Because a lot of times in the scriptures, when you look at things like Hamashiach said, or things that the prophet Isaiah said, right? A lot of times it's echoed in the scripture to prove that's the specific prophecy it's referring to. This is the same thing. Genesis is a prophecy given to Abraham before his seed was born, all right? And then Acts is also tying to that prophecy in Genesis, because it also mentions, I will give you a land that you have not been to. I will give you a land to your seed. Same thing, same prophecy.
Yeah, but Acts is not being, it's not saying that as a prophecy. They're just quoting the Bible because they were discussing between.
They're quoting the prophecy.
It was Stephen and the priest. They were talking about the scripture. So they're not prophesying anything in Acts.
I'm not saying Acts is a prophecy. I'm saying Acts 7:6 is based off the prophecy that was given in Genesis. It's an echoing of that prophecy.
Exactly.
It's not an actual prophecy.
And that was for Moses and the Egyptians.
That has nothing to do. Okay. So let me show you this. Because if you look at this, first of all, the scriptures say that they were enslaved 400. The Egyptian slavery, they said, was 430 years, not 400 years. That's different. That's two different things. Because if you look at Acts, it says, if you're saying it's tied to the 400 years, that doesn't make sense. Because in the same book of Acts, it says 430 years they were in Egypt. So you have to explain to me how that 400 years would become 430 years. As a matter of fact, they were not enslaved 430 years. It was actually 215 years. Because when you look at the 430 years, the time that they were in Egypt, they weren't always in captivity. When Joseph was ruling over them, or when Joseph was king of Egypt, his people were not enslaved. So it was not 430 years. But that 400 years isn't 430 years either, because he's very specific in the scriptures. So that's not talking about Egypt.
That doesn't make sense, because what you're saying is on the first time that you read this on Genesis, that is about Moses and the Egyptians, or no?
It's not about Moses and the Egyptians, no. How can it be? How can it be about Moses and the Egyptians when it mentions the Egyptian captivity? It doesn't say 400. It says 430. So that's not the same thing.
But that's a big stretch, wouldn't you say? It's like I said, well, how long did it take you? An hour? Well, it was 55 minutes.
Yeah, but Yahuwah is very specific though. So if he says that his people will go on slave ships, and he says that his people would be in a land where they would be brought on slave ships and they would be enslaved and they would be oppressed continually.
Where does it say slave ships? Genesis?
No, that's Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
But that's a different thing.
But that's talking about the slavery. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's
28.
all talking about the same thing. Deuteronomy 68.
28:68.
Yep.
Let me check that real quick.
And I'm gonna bring you on, Rob, in a second, but I'm dealing with him first.
Egypt again with ships. And the Lord, I'll read the one I have because I don't have the same one you have. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Deuteronomy is about Egypt and.
Wait, how can that? Wait. How could it be about Egypt? They were already brought out of Egypt when that was told to them. This is what I'm saying. There's some things you're not getting.
What do you mean?
Okay, so when he told them that, right, he had already brought them out of Egypt, and he made a covenant with them in the wilderness. And if you read Deuteronomy verses 1 through 15, it mentions if you obey this covenant I'm making with you to keep my laws, keep my commandments, I will bless you. However, if you don't obey, this is what's going to happen to you. And the slavery, the slave ships, and everything else is what ended up happening to us because we disobeyed. But remember, we were already brought out of Egypt when this was told to us. Okay, so that's not talking about Egypt. That's talking about right here, right now, because we were brought on slave ships.
But it says Egypt.
Okay, I'm gonna explain that to you. Now, when you look at the word Egypt, what does Egypt mean? How many times did the Most High refer to Egypt as a house of bondage? How many times do you see that in Scripture?
Egypt as a house of bondage?
Because that's what it means. When he says house of bondage, he means house of bondage.
What do you mean by that?
Let me show you. Hold on a minute.
Bondage.
Let me show you how many times you see that in Scripture, and that's going to prove it's not talking about the ancient Egypt, but a spiritual Egypt, which is also a house of bondage. Give me a second. I'm going to pull it up for you.
Like Babylon?
Babylon would be considered a house of bondage too, but bondage means that you are literally under the hands of somebody else, and you will serve as someone who will serve in this house of bondage. So let me show you real quick. Let me go here to the browser. I'm going to show you a few instances of this.
Okay. And what do you think about Noah's curse unto his children?
Give me a second because I want to answer this. Look at Exodus 13:3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which you come out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Exodus 13:4. And Yahuwah brought us out of Egypt from the house of bondage. I am Yahuwah, your Eluah. I brought you out of Egypt out of the house of bondage. So Egypt literally means house of bondage. It doesn't have to be literally Egypt. It could be any place where his people are being held captive. Babylon could be a house of bondage.
No,
Assyria could be a house of bondage.
That would be incorrect because they were enslaved in Egypt, so he called it a house of bondage.
Okay, so let me show you this then.
Like America would be a house of bondage, but it doesn't mean that America means house of bondage.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on.
House of bondage. That's
okay. Let me explain why you're wrong. Because if you look, my bad. If you look at, hold on, wait a minute. I just messed something up here. If you look at the scriptures, right? Let me come back on the screen. If you look at the scriptures, right? When you look at the scriptures, you'll notice that how did the children of Yasharal get to Egypt? Did they walk from Canaan or did they take a ship to Canaan?
What?
This is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, because I'm challenging you right now.
Ask it again.
When
please.
Joseph was king of Egypt, did the children of Yasharal, Jacob's sons, did they walk there from to Egypt from Canaan when there was a famine, or did they catch a ship to Egypt from Canaan?
They walked there.
Okay, then. So this is not talking about that, because if they can walk from Canaan, hold on. If they can walk from Canaan and they didn't have to take a ship, how could this possibly be talking about a place they don't need a ship to get to?
But that doesn't mean Egypt means house of bondage, or every time you read Egypt, that means house of bondage.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay. First of all, have you ever been to Egypt before? Have you been to Egypt before?
No.
Okay. Well, if you know anything about Egypt, if you're in the land of Canaan, you cannot access Egypt by a ship, sir. If you know where biblical Canaan is, which is sub-Saharan Africa, you do not need a ship to get there. You can walk from there. This is exactly why Messiah and his family fled into Egypt from Jerusalem. This is exactly why many times our people fled into Egypt, came from Egypt, and had all these experiences where they literally walked from there. There is no instance in scripture of anybody ever taking a ship to Egypt from biblical Canaan. So this is not talking about that. Now, if you continue to read Deuteronomy 28, it also mentions you will be sold as male and female slaves. Now, the Egyptians did not sell us. They just enslaved us. The Europeans sold us and enslaved us and brought us on slave ships. So again, how is this Egypt?
But that, I mean, it could be, but it really doesn't prove that Egypt is not the literal Egypt, because you're saying, well, God is specific, and it wrote it down, and it says Egypt, and then you're trying to play like, well, Egypt can be any form of slavery anywhere in the world, and that's
okay. Let me show you this.
Not.
Let me show you something else.
I would say Egypt is Egypt.
Okay, let me show you this. Look at your dollar bill. Look at your dollar bill. Let me show you this. Hold on. Check this out.
Pyramid, yeah.
Look at that. This would not be considered to you Egypt. Look at this. Look at that. All-seeing eye. You got the capstone and you got the pyramid. How is this not telling you symbolically that this is another Egypt? Because if you think about it, Freemasonry, if you look at the obelisk, right? The obelisk or the obelisk or the Washington Monument, they also have those in ancient Egypt. America borrows a lot of its Freemasonry from ancient Egypt. That's why in Las Vegas, what do they have? A big old pyramid with a glowing capstone on it. This is what I'm saying. You have to look at this not with your fleshly eyes, but with spiritual eyes. But a lot of Gentiles, when I explain this to them, they can't see it because, I mean, they don't have the understanding. We do. But look at this right here in your face. It's a pyramid. This is based on ancient Egypt. This is another spiritual bondage. America is a house of bondage. And as I said, when you look at Egypt, when our people were enslaved, they were not sold into slavery. They were literally enslaved because the Egyptians feared them because they were in greater numbers than they were. Okay, they were not sold. Right. Oh, here, take these people, enslave them. No, the Europeans did that. And on that same note, they also brought us on slave ships. So, sir, if you're trying to say that this is not talking about where we currently are, not just here in America, but across the four corners of the earth.
That doesn't prove anything. I mean, it's an interesting theory, but that doesn't prove oh yeah, this is at all.
Okay, so so you got to explain to me what's your theory here that you're trying to present is that the Egypt that is talking about in scripture is ancient Egypt. Even though I already showed you cannot get to Egypt from Canaan by ship. I've also proven that they didn't buy or sell them. And I've also proven that it's the Egypt means house of bondage. So I'm trying to understand.
How do you know slaves weren't being sold?
What?
You're saying they were enslaved, and how do you know they weren't sold?
The Bible doesn't say that. I go off what the Bible says. They were not sold. The
Bible says Egypt. It doesn't say house.
Okay. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, sir. You're going off of your understanding based off of what it says in English. Can you read Hebrew?
Can you?
Yeah, and speak it.
Oh.
So that kind of changes some things, don't it?
What does it say?
Let me show you something else. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me go back.
Talk to me in Hebrew, please. Tell it to me in Hebrew.
What good is it gonna do if you don't understand it?
It will let
Yahuwah Nathak Abinu Katadash. What's that mean?
I don't know.
Exactly. So what good would it do me telling you in Hebrew? You only understand what I'm saying right now, and I said something so simple.
It would prove that you can speak Hebrew, not just say.
Okay, so now it's not about me proving who we are. It's me proving you I can speak Hebrew.
No, you're telling me that in Hebrew it makes sense.
I'm telling you not to go off the English translations. That's what I'm telling you to do because it wasn't originally written in English. But I guess you don't get that. Anywho, I'm gonna move on because honestly, I've just proven
you didn't prove anything. You just showed me
to you. I didn't prove
pyramid.
anything. To you, I didn't prove anything.
Like in Vegas, there is also a an Eiffel Tower. Does that make America France? And didn't French fought against oligarchy and they were freeing their own people? So wouldn't that make it? You know what I mean? Like it.
Okay. Hold on. Let me show you something else. Okay, we can deviate from that because we're not going to agree. I'm gonna show you some more scripture and you tell me what your thoughts are on this.
Cool.
Before I bring this other dude on because he been patient and he got some things he want to say, so I'm gonna let him come on. But I'm gonna show you something else. Let me just go through some of these scriptures and you tell me what your interpretation is of them. Okay, so let's see. Like I said, if you go on my blog, bro, I've got all these scriptures. Let's go to the biblical descriptions of the Israelites. Let's just do that. Let's start with that. Job 30:30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones burn with heat. My skin is black. Care to explain that?
Job was afflicted by a necrosis in his skin, which turns skin a darker color.
That's really what you're gonna go with. That's really
that is exactly that. I've read Job 1,000 times. He fell ill in his skin. He got a necrosis, and
that's not what the scriptures say, though. That's
exactly what the scripture says.
That's not what it says. Okay. Wait a minute. So let me ask you something. Do you believe that white skin is a normal thing in biblical times?
Well, that is up for debate because if you're saying you are the Israelites, not the Jewish people are fair skin.
No, they're white. And keep in mind that in the Torah, we had leprosy laws. And if you had any white skin, you were considered unclean. Shamuth, or Exodus 4:6-7, and Yahuwah said, put to him again, now put your hand in your bosom. And he put his hand in his bosom. And when he took it out and see, his hand was leprous like snow. And he said, put your hand in your bosom again. He put his hand in his bosom again and drew it out of his bosom, and see, it was restored like his other flesh. So if he was white, if Moses was white, then how did his hand turn white? He was black, dude. Come on. How else will you see leprosy if you were a darker skinned individual?
But that
his hand turned white. So how is he already white?
Are you saying Job did not have a skin disease?
He had a disease, but it ain't nothing about his skin becoming black because he was already black. Leprosy in the Bible made you unclean.
At that point, Job was filled with.
Okay, you do realize that boils do not make your skin black. You do realize that, right? Like it don't make your whole skin black. You do realize that, right?
It makes it with necrosis, and that turns purple.
Are you? Oh my gosh!
Because the boils are white, right?
But what does that have to do with his skin turning melanated though?
The necrosis, because it's not talking about him being melanated. He's talking about his skin being sick.
Okay, but you do realize that black people are melanated and we're called black because once again, you got the English translation, sir.
That doesn't disprove that Job was sick.
It doesn't prove that it doesn't prove that the boils in his skin made his skin melanated or dark.
He's talking about the sickness in his skin. He's not talking about the color of his skin.
Okay, let's keep going because there's
more.
No,
are you saying that doesn't refer to him being sick in his skin?
I'm not saying it ain't got nothing to do with him being sick. What I'm saying is when a person gets sick, they don't turn darker skinned or melanated is what I'm saying. Because I'm melanated. I'm sick. I'm probably more healthier than you, but whatever.
No, I don't think so.
Kina, Lamentations 5:10. Our skin is black like an oven because of the terror, storms, famine. So their skin is black like an oven. Do they got boils on their skin too?
I'm not familiar with Lamentations 5:10.
Ah, you're unlearned. You see, that's why I told you got to know the Bible when you
No,
come around here.
that doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything, but it's the text. So the word of Yahweh don't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because it's true, or don't mean anything because you don't know it.
You can grab any verse and try and make sense about anything.
Okay, what about Amos 9:7? Are you not like the people of Cush? Cush is Ethiopia. So this is the Most High comparing his children to the children of Ethiopia.
Wait. Before you go to that, Lamentations 5:7, right?
5:10.
5:10.
I mean, I know you're gonna try to find some way to like run away from it, but I know this is just painful. But so far, you have not proven anything. I've proven enough, but I could keep going, but I'm gonna leave it.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Right?
Keep going.
So they're talking about the Egyptians. Remember, oh Lord.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You're reading Lamentations what? Lamentations 5 what?
5:1.
No, I didn't say 5:1. I said 5:9, 5:10. Why are you reading a different verse, sir?
Because let's stick with the context here. Like I said, I could read any verse and try and make sense out of any, but it is within a context. Where am I?
Well, what I'm showing you here is this. Okay, so you can admit that the ancient Egyptians were black, right? If this talking about the Egyptians, mention them as black, right? The Egyptians are black.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so if they're black, if they're black, hold on. If they're black, then how the heck can Joseph rule over Egypt, okay, amongst other black people, not be recognized by his brothers? How was Moses taken in by Egyptians, and the Pharaoh didn't even know he was a Hebrew? And also, how do you hide a black baby Messiah amongst other Egyptians if he was white? Okay, so if the Israelites and don't forget, Joseph, don't forget that Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian. Don't forget Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian.
He was not.
You just said he wasn't. He was not. Paul was not mistaken for an Egyptian.
Moses was not mistaken, but do you know the story of Joseph?
Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me stick with what you said.
You said three things, right? You said Joseph, Moses, and the other guy. Do you know the story of Joseph?
I know the story of Joseph, but you're telling me
how did Moses become king?
Hold on. Let me mute you. You're talking too much. You said Moses was not mistaken for an Egyptian. That is a lie. And I'm gonna show this last witness, and I'm gonna leave this conversation because you clearly don't know the Bible. Okay, Moses was mistaken by the Midianites for an Egyptian. Okay, and like I said, you don't know the Bible. That's why I said, why do y'all come here unprepared? Why do y'all come here unprepared, dude? That's so goofy. Exodus 2:16 through 22. Let's just read that because that will just destroy everything you're saying. Because now you're lying on the Bible. Now I'm taking offense to this. Okay. So Exodus, can you mute your mic, please? Because I can hear a lot of background noise, and we shouldn't be hearing all that. Thank you. And I'm gonna bring you on next, fam. All right. I'm gonna show you this last witness, and I'm closing out this conversation because honestly, sir, you are not equipped to come on here and try to tell me anything different. All right. No disrespect, but I get irritated by people who speak out of ignorance and then lie on the Bible and then act like I'm supposed to listen to what they say. Okay. So let's listen to this. The women at the well. Pull that up. This is the book of Exodus. This is when Moses leaves and he sees these women at the well. And they said he was an Egyptian because they assumed he was. Because, they thought he was an Egyptian. So let me go there real quick. So let's go to Exodus 2. Is that Exodus 2? Exodus 2:18. Hold on a minute. Women at the well. Midianites. Hold on. I don't know the exact verse, but I have it here, though. Numbers. Is that Exodus? Yeah, Exodus 12. Let's go there real quick. Right here. Let me pull it up. Let me show y'all. So this is right here talking about the women at the well. And let's see what it says. Hold on, y'all. Where is it? I know I have it here. It's just talking about numbers. So that's obviously when Yahshua was taken out of the out of the wilderness. Why can't I find it? Hold on. All right, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm about to find it. Give me a second.
Thank you. Well, when Moses was seen at the well by the women, he was garbed as an Egyptian. He was an Egyptian prince by adoption. He was not mistaken because he dressed differently, like an Egyptian.
Okay, but it doesn't change anything. I mean, if he was black,
and Egyptians are not that dark either.
Oh my gosh. Okay, bro. All right. I just think you don't have any understanding.
Have you seen a modern Egyptian? He's like kind of like me. Like we're dark and not that dark.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. You listen to whitewash history. Why do you think
that's not whitewash? How can you contradict universal history?
Because it's true. Why do you think they removed the noses of the Egyptian statues? You don't think they're covering up something? Come on, dude. You can't be this ignorant for real. You can't be this ignorant. Like, I mean, I'm almost like, I don't know if I'm in reality or if I just entered into Twilight Zone.
Have you seen show me a picture of an Egyptian right now. Show me Miss Egypt.
Show you an ancient Egyptian? No problem.
No, show me an Egyptian.
I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you these whitewashed ones. I'm not going to show you these white ones, these European Turks that invaded Egypt during the Ottoman Empire and during the Rome of Greece and all that. I'm going to show you the ancient ones because I got images and they look just like the images on the walls. You know why? Because they them people. But let me just show you.
That is up for question. I'll give you. But
that's up for question. I don't go off the facts.
But the first thing you said is that Acts 1:7 was a prophecy, and that is not correct. Acts is not talking about no prophecy.
I didn't say it was a prophecy. How many times do I got to tell you?
Then you said that it was a prophecy because Egypt was a house of bondage, and house of bondage is a house.
But I literally just told you. I literally told you already. Okay, you're not gonna talk over me. That's what we're not gonna do. I already told you, sir. I told you already that what's mentioned in Genesis 15:13 is echoed by Acts 7:6, which is the same prophecy. I also debunked you by proving it's not talking about Egypt. So far, nothing you said proves anything. I just see a Caucasian trying to understand a book from a Caucasian mindset. And that's what's causing you not to be able to see this. Okay. But I'm going to show you the last witness and I'm going to bring old dude on because I've been very nice to you. But at this point, I'm just getting irritated. So I'm going to just leave it there. But I'm going to show you this last witness because I said I would show you Exodus about the women at the well. That's going to be the last thing I'm going to show you because you said that he wasn't mistaken for an Egyptian, but you said that he was recognized as Egyptian. So which is it, sir? I mean, I don't understand why y'all do this. It's just kind of goofy to say that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to show you this last thing and I'm going to move on because I feel like you have a mindset of not wanting to hear the truth or accepting the truth. And therefore, it's just pointless. So let's look at this. This is the last witness I'm going to use. All right. This is the book of Exodus. And this is Exodus 2. And we're going to just read. We'll read verse 14 on. So actually, we'll start off here at verse 11. One day after Moses had grown up, he went out of his own people and observed their hard labor. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his own people. Okay. After looking this way and that, seeing no more, he struck down the Egyptian and hid his body in the sand. The next day, Moses went out and saw two Hebrews fighting. He asked the one in wrong, why you're attacking your companion. But the man said, who made you ruler and judge over us? Or you plan to kill me as you did the Egyptian? Then Moses was afraid and thought, this thing have I done, it surely will become known. All right, let's keep going. When Moses heard about the matter, he sought to kill Moses. Moses fled Pharaoh and settled in the land of Midian, where he sat down beside a well. The priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came to draw water and fill the troughs to water the father's flock. And when some shepherds came home and drove them away, Moses rose up to help them and watered their flock. When the daughters returned to the father Reuel, he asked them, why have you returned so early today? An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds, they replied. He even drew water for us and watered the flock. This is talking about Moses. Now, he was a Hebrew, okay? But he was mistaken for an Egyptian, just like Paul was. And I'm going to show y'all that last. I'm not even doing this for him. I'm going to just show you. Because Paul was from the tribe of Benjamin or Benjamin. But you're trying to tell me that the Egyptians weren't black, but you just said that they were. So I'm lost. I'm really, really lost, sir. I think you are really blind to the truth. And it's okay. I mean, you know, that's you choose to be blind. I mean, I'm here to show you the truth, but you don't want to see the truth. So let me show you this one. This is Acts 21. And we're going to read this because this one really does show some things too. And let's look at it. So this is going to be Acts 21, verse 37. All right. And we'll start off at 34 just for a little context. Okay. Check this out. Let me share this screen and let's look at this one. All right. It says, as the soldiers were about to take Paul into the barracks, he asked the commander, may I say something to you? And then he said, do you speak Greek? He replied, aren't you the Egyptian who started a revolt and led 4,000 terrorists out into the wilderness some time ago? So Paul was mistaken for Moses. Moses was mistaken for an Egyptian. Well, this is a black man we're talking about because you just said the Egyptians were black. Okay, I rest my case. I could keep going, but I'm gonna leave it there. So I ain't got nothing else to say, bro. I'm done with this conversation. I'm gonna bring Rob on. All right. Can you unmute your mic?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, my question my question was just who put the Bible together? It was
the prophets, our ancestors.
So they the ones that constructed the Bible?
Yep.
They took all these different books and put them all together into one book.
They had scrolls. What you call the Bible today is a culmination of these different ancient scrolls that they found at the caves of Qumran.
So
they were originally scrolls,
the Bible, right?
No, it was never called the Bible. Yeah.
Right, that part. That's what I was trying to explain, you know, because that exactly what you were saying, like when they took all them scrolls, they left some out for them. They left some, you know, they changed some of the narrative to, you know, population control, you know.
Facts. So what I want to say is like when you think about the Roman siege in 70 AD, the Roman Catholic Church, the wicked heathens, they went and they stole many of the ancient scrolls. So I agree with you. I believe there's many of the scrolls we do not have in what we call the Bible today. I believe the Vatican has a lot of those ancient scrolls in the Vatican in preservation. They do have a lot of those, but we have some English translations that do have restored some of the books, but do I believe we have all the books? No, absolutely not. I don't believe that right now.
Right. But also the books that we do have been changed, you know.
That is true too. I believe
translation and through population control type shit.
So I don't believe they use the Bible for population control. And the reason why I say that is because everything that the Bible preaches is against what the world teaches. Yahuwah said, if you're a friend of the world, you are an enemy of me. Yahushua said, to follow the ways of the Torah. He taught the ways of the Torah. So to say that they use it for population to control us, I mean, everything they give us is against the Bible. The Christmas, the pagan holidays, the mixing with the other nations, you know what I'm saying? The ways of wickedness, the witchcraft, the sorcery, all these things that are promoted in the world is totally against the Bible for real. So I don't think they use it for population control. As far as changing some things, obviously they didn't tell us the Messiah was a black man. They changed his name to Jesus. They hid the Father's name. They didn't tell us we were the people. They got these white Jews out here masquerading as if they're the chosen, and they're not, because they're a bunch of heathens and imposters. So yeah, there's definitely some things that changed.
Just to like group us together, you know what I'm saying? Like the Muslims against the Christians, against the religions. They cause division, separation amongst the people, you know what I'm saying?
I get you. But the thing is, religion is the problem, because this Bible has nothing to do with religion at all. It has nothing to do with religion. It's a way of life he gave to his people to live according to his purpose and his will. And religion has come into this and tried to hijack something that was not given to them.
Right.
Okay, so the Romans, the Christians,
pushing the Bible, you know.
You said what?
I said Christianity is like pushing the Bible, you know.
Christianity is something that was stolen. Like, I mean, well, not even stolen, but it was created. You mentioned Constantine in the chat. Constantine took the scrolls and he created a pagan version of what was given to Yahuwah's people, who are the Hebrews. So what comes
that's
from
the book that we
Christianity?
read today, isn't it?
No, definitely. I mean, not me. I don't read the KJV. I don't read that. My Bible's a Hebrew Bible. It has the Hebrew words, the Hebrew names, and it has most of the books that they took out. So I would not say it's the same thing that Christians read. Most Christians will tell you not to read Enoch.
But that's you. You're a specific person. But I'm talking as in general. Most of the people that are reading the Bible aren't reading the one you're reading, right?
The majority of them are not, and they understand it from a Christian perspective, and they don't realize Christianity is all a big lie. And so they understand it from a Christian perspective because the Roman Catholic Church, they are the head of Christianity. They are the head of this religion.
That's all I was pretty much trying to say, you know. But you know, like I do like this channel, and the things that you say are true. You know, you just kind of was getting at me, kind of like, you know, aggressive.
I mean, you know, I wasn't
get
trying
it, though,
to.
you know?
I wasn't trying to, fam. It's just I get a lot of trolls on here. A lot.
I
Sometimes
get
if
it.
I don't understand, I'm gonna be like, okay, this person trolling. That's why I'm glad you came on so I could talk to you man to man. You seem like a respectful brother. I think you know what I'm saying, really searching out some things. So I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad we was able to have a man to man for real.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's all I was trying to get to, you know. But I know when you type, things come out like kind of differently, or I don't know.
Facts. And if you can hear somebody, you can hear what they were saying and how they were saying it. We can misread people's messages all the time when they type it out. Right. So I totally understand. But I appreciate you, fam.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all that's all right, bro. Peace.
All right, peace. So shout out to that brother for being respectful. And that's why I say, mods, be careful about kicking people out. Sometimes people are genuinely seeking answers, and you might not understand, you know what I'm saying, how they're trying to come at me, or they're trying to ask questions. They might genuinely be asking for an opportunity to understand something. Now, since somebody mentioned Egyptians, I'm going to just show you, bro. The ancient Egyptians, and a lot of the ancient Egyptians, a lot of them are all over the world. Yahuwah did gather the Egyptians as well, but a lot of them are your Sudanese people, are mixed with the Sudanese. Some of them are your, you know, they're in East Africa. You know, you got a lot of the Egyptians are, the remnants of the ancient Egyptians are everywhere. But I'm going to just show you guys what the ancient Egyptians look like, and you tell me if it's accurate, because I'm going to show you the ancient depictions of them as well. You tell me what you think, because people will disagree all day long. But have you noticed that the guy that came on before this he did not show any scripture. He was trying to deal with his denialism. He was trying to cope with the fact he can't answer any of the questions. He changed up his narrative so many times. First, you said the Egyptians were black. Then you said it was debatable because you knew Yexer was coming with the receipts and you didn't want to get toasted. You know what I'm saying? But look at this. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. Take a look, family. These are the ancient Egyptians. Now, I want you to look at these depictions and look at the hair, and I want you to look here at this video of them. Okay? Take a look. Bro, look at the hair. Come on, man. These are the ancient Egyptians. Okay? I get it. You know, we've been taught the Bible's a white man's book, but that's just not the truth. No, we are not all one in Mashiach, bro. Not the way you're looking at it. Okay? I don't deny the message of Yahusha. I deny the message of your JC, because according to what the scriptures say, you're not the same as us. He placed us above all nations. And yes, if you want to be accepted into this covenant, you need to love his people and not deny his people. Denialism is not the way of Yahuwah, because if you deny his people and deny the Mashiach, guess what's going to happen to you? He's going to deny you. The fact that you want to hold to your denialism proves to me you don't really care about the truth. You care about white supremacy. And that's the problem. And a lot of the Gentiles will be destroyed just for that. Because if I was really a bad person, I would have never accepted no white Jesus. But I did, because it never mattered to me. I never cared that he was white. I'm like, if this man died for my sins and he's blue-eyed, blonde hair, I accept him. I ain't got no problem with him being white. I never cared about that. And I never even, when I thought that the Jews were the true people, I didn't come on their lives and attempt to debunk them, nor did I come on lives who attempt to debunk history. I just thought it was the truth, so I accepted it. I had no problem with it. But when it comes to you Gentiles, y'all do everything in your power to try to disprove what I've shown. Even though I gave you scripture, even though I answered your questions, and you wanted to relate it to Egypt. But then I asked you, how is it that Joseph's brothers walked from Canaan to Egypt with no ship? And you're trying to tell me that's talking about the same Egypt, even though I told you Egypt means house of bondage? Then I showed you the capstone on the back of the dollar bill? You out of your mind. Something is wrong with these people, man, for real. They are so in denial. But, at the end of the day, it don't matter what they think, bro. I could care less. I don't care what the Gentiles think, bro, because honestly, the ones who don't receive us, what's written about you ain't pretty. Let me just tell you something, Gentiles. You have no choice but to accept the truth, because what's coming to you, not by me, not by any of these Yahudim in this chat, but what's coming from Yahuwah is almost 100% terrifying. You don't want that to be you. You have no choice but to accept the truth. Them Sabians, yeah, Phil Ayahu know what I'm talking about. Them Sabians don't like you already. And you will be sold to these Sabians, and they will be relentless with you. Okay? So I just want you to understand, you can either accept us or you're going into slavery. And I don't want nobody to think I'm lying, so let me just show you. Now, if you can't accept the truth, you know what that means? It don't mean you don't like me. It means you hate me. Because you can't love Yahuwah and disregard his people. So let's look at Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. And Yahuwah Alua Hekah will put all these curses upon your enemies and upon them that hate you, which persecute you. Now, people say, I don't need to be grafted in because I'm grafted into JC. I'm grafted into Christ. Well, what does Yahusha say about his people? Oh, you're going to learn today. Gentiles going to learn today. Let's go to Luke. And we're going to go to the verse, chapter 10, and let's read what it says. What did Yahusha say about rejecting his people? Let's read it because I just want to make sure that they understand. All right, here we go. So that's Luke 10. That's 10:20. Let's see. Right here, Luke 10:16, talking to his people. He that hears you hears me. He that despises you despises me. And he that despises me despises him that sent me. So if you don't hear what his people are saying, you despise him. And if you despise him, you despise the Father. There's no way to get to the Father without his people. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Deal with it. Now, let me show y'all this. We're going to go to Joel chapter 3. And let's read this because I think y'all need to understand. And this is what the Christians ain't going to tell you. This is why your pastors don't touch these prophetic books. But let's look at Joel chapter 3, just to remind the Gentiles of what's coming to them if they don't want to accept the truth. For behold, in the days in that time, I shall bring the captivity of Yahudah and Yerushalayim, and I will gather all nations and bring them into the valley of Yehoshaphat, and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, Yasharal, who they, the Europeans, the Arabs, and these heathens, have scattered among the nations and parted my land, Africa, and have cast lots for my people, have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Yeah, and what have they do with Ozar and Sidon and the ghost of Falashah? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return your recompense on your own head. Because you've taken my silver and my gold and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children also of Yahudah and the children of Yerushalayim have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you sold them and return the recompense on your own head. I will sell your sons and daughters into the hand of the children of Yahudah or Judah and sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yahuwah has spoken it. So he will sell us, he will sell your sons and daughters, including you, to us, and we will sell you to the Sabians. Now let me show you who they are. They already don't like Europeans. They already don't like these other nations because what Europeans have done to these Sudanese Sabian people ain't good. So they already are ready to give you that work. All right, so just keep that in mind. But let me show you. Sudan, and that is the, let's see, pull this up here. I'm going to show you who they are. Kind of scary looking, man, if I'm being honest. These people are big. Hold on. Let's see. The Dinka tribe. Let me just show you. I just want y'all to realize who you up against here. This is who you got to face if you get sold. The Sabians. And I'm going to show you what they look like. These folks right here. They are very tall. They are very relentless. And they have no problem doing to you what you did to them. This is who we're selling you to. So like I said, you can accept the truth and not have to go through this terrible slavery, or you can deal with them. And they already don't like you. Okay? They already don't like you. So I'm just saying, you got a choice you got to make, man. All right? I didn't say it. I didn't write it. I didn't recite it. Okay? This is who the Europeans and all the nations who hate us are going to be sold to. All right? So just use your brain. Throw me out for good because I'll keep talking about not being evil and enslaving others. Okay, well, it doesn't matter what you think because the Bible says what it says. And if you want to be thrown out, I'll gladly do that for you. I know the truth hurts. I know. All right, cool. You're banned. And also, in case y'all didn't know, the Queen of Sheba, she was also a Sabian. So she was the one that had a child with Solomon. She was most likely a Sabian as well, because when you look at Sheba, it connects to Sabian. Matter of fact, let me show y'all real quick. The Queen of Sheba was also Sudanese. So, you know, she was a darker melanated woman. Let me show y'all real quick. Go to the Sabians here. He said, oh, I believe in the love of Christ. Oh, I shouldn't be enslaved. How you going to tell y'all how he should handle the heathens who've done evil to us? And that's the problem with them. They never want to take accountability. They never want to do right. They never want to right their wrongs. They don't want to do anything but just ask everybody to forgive them while they continue to deny the truth, while they continue to hate his people. Why should I forgive you? You ain't even repented. I don't look. I'm just like Yahuwah. If you ain't repented, I'm not giving forgiveness to you. Sorry. So look, if you look at Sheba, all right, Queen of Sheba, and you look at, you've got the Sheen, you've got the Bat, and you've got the Aleph, Shabbat. Okay, Shabbat. All right, but that also translates to Sabians. So the Queen of Sheba or Shabbat was a Sabian. So the woman that Solomon had a child with, she was a Sabian. She was Sudanese. I always found that to be pretty interesting. Julian, yeah, I want to see him argue with them Sabians. Because, I mean, I gave you a chance to come on here and explain yourself. But he didn't even want to, you know what I'm saying, hear what I had to say. When you deal with them folks, they don't want to hear nothing you got to say. All right? You ain't going to be allowed to talk to them. Because, you know, you can sit there and cry out to Yahuwah and ask the Yahudim to have mercy on you because we done sold you to the Sabians, bro. But once Yahuwah gives the decree to sell you to them, we doing it. We will not be holding back any punches on this. Because it's going to be by his command that we do what we do. And there will also come a time where Yahuwah will allow us to exact revenge on our enemies. Yes, that is also in the scriptures. Now, like I said, I don't believe in doing nothing prematurely. Let the word of the Most High be true and every man a liar. But he does say that he will allow us to revenge ourselves on our enemies. That is also in scripture. And I'm going to show you that. Give me a second. Ezekiel. Notice in the book of Yekazakal, It's in the book of Ikaza called Ezekiel, and I'm going to pull that out because I want y'all to see this too. That's what I'm saying. There's a time for peace or shalom, but there's also a time for justice, righteous justice. Let me pull that up here. Let me pull up the scripture. I'm going to show y'all this other one. Folks always be trying to tell us like, oh, we need to have mercy. We need to do this. And it's like, I was nice to you. I gave you a whole opportunity to try to explain things, but you were cleaving to your cognitive dissonance because you didn't want to hear the truth. And I showed you, and then you couldn't even explain. It's like if a person wants to debunk what I'm saying, you need to at least, bro, Phil Layahu, homie. I can't with you, man. You call him Julio, they call him Bootio. I'm done with you, bro. I am done with you, man. Y'all in the chat, man. I'm telling you, man. Sometimes y'all be wild with it. I'll be thinking I'm wild. I'm like, bro, some of y'all, man. Woo, it's hilarious. So let's look at this. We're going to go to Ezekiel and we're going to look at what it says about how Yahuwah will have a time that his children will have a time to deal with the nations who have done wrong. Give me a second. I'm pulling up the scripture right now. I know it's in Ezekiel. Give me a second. Actually, I got it right here. I always have my notes because I'll be having so many scriptures I'll be going through. And I always be trying to like have it together. I wrote it down a little while ago while I was reading your Cosmic Call. And I encourage you guys to read your Cosmic Call because that is also a prophetic book. And I think it's important that our people understand a lot of these prophecies. It mentions the Exodus. It mentions the purging out during the Exodus. A lot of things in there I think that is worth studying. So let me pull this up. I got it right here. Let's see. Yahuwah loves reproof. And when we accept that reproof, he has mercy on you. When you reject reproof is really where the problem comes because the Most High wants to always correct us in righteousness, always. And a lot of times people don't want to hear the reproof because they're just like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to be reproved. And you know, people kind of have a very like uppity way of thinking when it comes to Yahuwah. But understand, always remember, if you receive the reproof, he will have mercy. And if you don't, then you're going to cause a lot of problems upon yourself. Never reject the reproof of the Most High. He only reproves us because he loves us. I mean, if he didn't care about us, he would just let us just do all types of wickedness. But at the end of the day, there's always a consequence for said wickedness. You always got to keep that in mind. Let me show y'all this scripture here, and I think I'll close out the stream. I did block him, so y'all, that's why y'all not seeing anything. He's probably typing messages, but he's realizing nobody can see it because I permanently blocked him. And like I said, bro, I feel like I was nice to you, dude. I really, really gave you opportunity to try to explain yourself. But the truth of the matter is you came to this conversation unprepared. All you wanted to do was come on here and basically try to disprove everything I said. You didn't want to offer any reason. You didn't want to offer any type of explanation. You just wanted to sit there and say no. That's what you wanted to do. And I mean, you're free to say no, but you're going to get cooked in the process of the no to the no to the no. You just understand that. Like, then what's even worse is I gave you a video to watch to prove everything. And when you first came on here, I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, have a problem with you in the beginning. But then when I saw that you were literally just being like petty and you're trying to disguise it as genuine curiosity, that's when I was just like, okay, now I'm probably going to really have to take you to town. But I still was patient with you and nice to you, but it's like that don't really mean anything at the end of the day, because when people have a certain agenda, they just have a certain agenda. And just don't try me. That's all I'm saying. Just don't try me. I haven't just started doing this. I've been doing this for a while, and I've been studying this for a long time. Okay, I spent 6 years of my life, almost 6 years, just digging into the scriptures constantly, every day. You know what I'm saying? And really filling myself with the knowledge of the scripts. And like I said, if you're looking at this from a Christian, pagan, Gentile perspective, you'll never understand. Because you're still talking about some JC. And how many streams have you been on where I've literally, I don't even use that name. Do you believe? I know why y'all reject the name Yahusha. Y'all reject the name Yahusha because it sounds too Afrocentric for your liking. That's why you reject it. I mean, Yahusha. That don't sound like no European stuff. You say Yeshua. That sounds European. You say Jesus, that sounds, like Gentile stuff. But when you say Yahusha, that just sounds so Afrocentric. That's clearly why they fighting against it, bro. This is more spiritual than it is anything else. They hate it. I gave my life to Yahuwah in 2019 also. Oh, for real? All praises to the Most High. Nah, I woke up in 2019 from Truth Unedited's video. He did a video in 2019 about the curses of Deuteronomy 28. And when I read that, that's what really started the road of really me understanding all of this. That was like the beginning of me saying, wow. But I was, like I said, I felt such a mix of emotions, because I was like, I've been in church all my life, but they never told me this. They never showed me this. I would have repented a lot sooner. I would have got out the streets. I wouldn't have been selling drugs. I wouldn't have been around gangs and stuff like that. I would have just been different. And I'm like, the churches are put in place and given tax exempt status to gatekeep the lie, to keep the lie going. These pastors, even these melanated pastors, they are not on our side, family. Okay, they're not. Like they get tax exempt status to hide this from you. Then if you don't believe in the word at all, then why are you trying to debate? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But again, I think it's more so for him. It's just more so like, I just want to just debunk everything he's saying. That's really what it is. It's really more so an attack on a black man, but you really can't. You cannot really come at me and attack me in any kind of way, because I mean, I know the word. Yahuwah is real, family. Seek him out and continue repentance. He will be with you. Barak Yahuwah Yahusha. Khan. Absolutely. The Most High is with us. To those who are holders of the covenant, and that's the Gentiles, that is our people, hold tight to that covenant. Hold tight to the Torah. Hold tight to everything the Most High has shown you. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end, those very things that the Most High has revealed to you, they have an importance. They have an importance. Everyone that's in this chat right now, everyone who normally watches my videos that maybe may not be here, that's watching the replay currently, I want you to understand something. I know that we live in a world where it's extremely difficult to live this truth, because the world is pushing wickedness on you all the time. Your family is inviting you to birthday parties and Christmas celebrations and all these things. Yahuwah gave you the truth and revealed the truth to you, because even since the beginning of time, I want you to really think about this, family. He already knew who would accept this and walk in this. And you were one of those people. The Most High knows the beginning and the end. So to everybody in this chat that is in this truth, whether you're grafted in or you're a natural branch, he already knew that you would embrace this. He knew you would be genuinely seeking him. He knew you would be hungry for it. He knew. And that's why you're here to this very day. That's why the Most High brought you to my channel. That's why the Most High has been allowing you to understand more and more about him. That you would have never gotten that in Christianity. You would have never gotten that in any other religion. And, you know, when I left Christianity, I never really gravitated towards anything else because I just knew these religions just weren't it for me. Hey, sis.
Hey, how you doing?
All praises to y'all. I'm doing great. How are you?
Praises. I'm great. All praises to the Most High. I want to say hello, family. I'm glad that you said just now what you just said. I was in Christianity, Catholic all my life until the Most High brought me here. It hits so much differently. Now I feel like I want to cry. That's how much tingling I'm feeling. Maybe that's the Holy Spirit. For me, it hits so much different now when I read my scripture than when I used to read what Christianity was teaching me. So I want to thank not just you, but the family as well after the Most High that I'm learning because each one teaches one. So I'm learning, taking bits and pieces from certain people, but I also check it up with scripture. So thank you. All praises to the Most High first, then you and the family. Yada yada.
Yada yada. Thank you so much, sis.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Shalom. Yeah. I'm grateful to the Most High for every one of you guys that has been here. And also that everybody that's coming into this. And you know, like I said, I always say, man, like I don't take this for granted at all. This position. Sometimes, honestly, y'all, I just feel like I you know, I understand y'all was purpose and everything, but sometimes I just be like, Father, why me? I mean, sometimes I don't feel good enough. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't feel like I'm worthy to carry such a heavy burden. And I think it is kind of me kind of breaking away from what I've been told and kind of the indoctrination of this system. But I realized that the Most High put me in this position because he saw me worthy to be able to carry this, to be able to carry this truth and teach it to others. I'm very, very passionate about the truth, as you guys can see. And a lot of times it's hard for people to understand that. A lot of times it's hard for people to, you know, they think I'm being contentious or I'm being prideful. They always say Yexer's full of pride. How? Because I love the word? Because I love my Lua? Because I'm happy to be walking in. I don't have to say I'm in a religion. I don't have to say I'm in a belief system. No, this is the truth. You're not, family, you are not in a religion anymore. You've been set free. Yes, we're still in the lands of our captivity, but we have been freed from our mental captivity. The chains of bondage. I was talking to my Ak yesterday, and we were just talking about, you know, my song, right? Everything's a lie. Hashatan has had his hand in damn near everything. Religion, television, history, so-called education. I can't call it education, I say indoctrination. Ancient truths. The devil has had his hand in everything, y'all. That's why I say everything is a lie, right? Even when it comes to creation. I mean, it's like spaceships and the space and planets and all that. Yahuwah, listen, Yahuwah is an allure that takes credit for everything he made. If he ain't mentioned no dang planets, bro, they ain't real. If he ain't mentioned no space, they ain't real. Hashatan has had his hand in everything, y'all. And the fact that we are seeing through the lies. And you gotta understand, people who can't see this, it's so much indoctrination. It's so much lies that have been layered and built up around them. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why they can't see it, because it's not just one layer they got to break through. It's an onion of layers. It's a layer upon layer upon layer. Food, music, everything, sis. Literally everything Hashatan has had a hand in. And so the fact that I know everything is a lie, but I know that there is one authoritative source of all truth, and that is the word of the Most High Yahweh. His word. That's it. That's where all the truth is. You won't find it in any other book, self-help books, psychology. You won't find the truth in that. I've always had a problem with psychology because speaking of my apocrypha, the book of creation, it mentions the planets. Okay, let me warn you, Bino, not all apocrypha stuff is apocrypha or biblical. They tell you the Gospel of Thomas is biblical, and that's a heretical book. Same thing with the Gospel of Barnabas. So if there's a book called the Book of Creation that mentions planets, that's not biblical. I mean, think about it, family. Every single planet is named after a mighty one. Come on now. That's from the heathens. I would throw that. I would not read that. Just the fact you tell me it mentions planets, I know it's not biblical. But yeah, family, I'm just thankful to the Most High that he's woke me up. I'm thankful to the Most High for every single one of you guys in this truth. You know, sometimes I find a lot of strength coming on these streams. And I know sometimes you guys feel alone and, you know, you feel by yourself and stuff like that. And, you know, when we do get together on here, when we do congregate, it's always special. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, once again, here we are. I see all the names. I see all the people I recognize. And to all the people that come on, you know what I'm saying? All the new people that have joined these streams and just are here for the streams, all praises to the Most High. So that's it, y'all. We're going to close it down. Again, thank you to everybody that has been here throughout the whole stream. I want to do more Torah teachings for sure. I'll probably be back next week. We'll do another one. Let me look at my notes here. So we did dietary laws. I said I would do the Shabbat teachings. But I want to go through, let's see here. So we're going to go, the next few lessons, we'll do one on the Shabbat, we'll do one on the feast days, because we're about to enter into the 7th month on September 18th. And Yom Tura'ah, or the Feast of Trumpets, is the first day of the 7th month. I believe that is September 18th, according to Yahuwah's calendar. So I'll have to be doing a teaching on that feast day. So we went through the dietary laws. We're going to go through the Shabbats, how to properly keep the Shabbat. We're also going to look at the laws regarding Yahuwah, which I think is important. You know, have no other Lua before me. You know, esteem my name. Do not take my name in vain. We'll also go through the 10 Commandments. And we're going to go through all the laws that pertain to Yasharal, as far as, you know, honoring your mother and father, no murdering, no killing, how marriage should be according to the law, adultery, reading the Torah, studying the Torah. I always tell y'all to be reading the scriptures for real. Okay, hatred towards your own people, that's against Torah too. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot we got to go through in Torah for sure. So we'll be doing weekly Torah lessons to go through all these laws and to help you understand it. We'll go through the feast days, you know, and, you know, the things that laws that pertain to men, as far as your hair and a beard, how it pertains to homosexuality, how that's against Torah. Okay, wearing women's clothing, a man enticing another man's wife. Yep, I got to talk to some of y'all Yahudim males, because, you know, some of y'all, man, y'all ain't walking in the ways of the Most High. All right? So we got a lot of Torah stuff to get through for sure. We got a lot to go through, but we'll get to it. I promise. We will get to it in due time. Just give me a little time. You know, I'm going to do little episodic kind of things. I won't do it all at once. So we'll go through laws regarding man, laws regarding Yahuwah, laws regarding morals, and all these other things, so you can just understand it in context, so it's not too overwhelming for you, right? I would never want the scriptures or understand these things to be overwhelming, all right? So that's it, y'all. I'm going to close this out. with my song. Do y'all want something new from the album? I'm thinking about giving y'all something new. I don't know, bro. Let me know if y'all want me to play something new from the album. Let me see what I got. Hold on. I'm going to give y'all a new song. It's been such a good stream. I'm going to give y'all something new. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to give you guys... by the way, the album, I forgot. The album drops next Friday. Torah Tapes 2 drops next Friday. Okay. All right, I'm gonna give y'all something new. Let's see. What song? Man, all these songs are just lit. Okay. I'm gonna drop the video for Fallout 24. I played a little bit of it for you guys before, but I'm gonna just give y'all an early preview. I'm gonna give you the early video. So the video ain't out yet, but I'm gonna just drop this little song. And it's gonna be the last song I give y'all, you know what I'm saying, from this album. So just keep that in mind, okay? So let me drop this. Give me a sec. Okay, wait. Let me pause it. Okay, so that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining on the stream. I appreciate you. I love you all. You know, be Baruch in the name of Yahuwah and Yahusha. And with that said, this is my song, Fallout 24.
Hey, Yaxter.
Say they love me, we have fallen out. Had a falling out, we have fallen out. So many lied on my name, cause a falling out. Had a falling out, that's what it's all about. Ooh. Hey, I don't call on Jesus, cause Jesus is Satan. And that name is not Hebrew, Jesus Christ, it is pagan. Hey, Yahusha is the way, that is all that I'm saying. Keep the Torah and commandments, don't be like all the nations. Read your Bible for yourself, don't follow religion. A righteous husband that's leading, his wife is submitting. And the earth is not a globe, biblically that's a fact. How we on a round spinning ball with the water intact? How will we all see Yahusha if the earth isn't flat? NASA nothing but some liars, stop believing their crap. And the Jewish say they're chosen, don't use the Bible to prove it. Synagogue of Satan, their doctrine is Talmudic. Why you putting all your trust in these celebrity idols? You feel led to support them, but not led to the Bible. They are really just puppets to keep your mind in the cycle. Took an oath to the devil, and you need to be mindful. So many say they love me, we have fallen out. Had a falling out, we have fallen out. So many lied on my name, cause a falling out. Had a falling out, that's what it's all about. Ooh, so many say they love me, we have fallen out. Had a falling out, we have fallen out. So many lied on my name, cause a falling out. Had a falling out, that's what it's all about. Ooh, the Father's name, Yahuwah, it's not God and not Lord. You should not come in to bring peace, he's coming with the sword. Paul's writings are valid, not above the Messiah. Lawlessness will get you thrown into that lake filled with fire. And the Torah doesn't save, salvation's found in Yahusha. Only way to Yahuwah is Lion of Yahudah. Yeah, men need women and women need men. And the man will truly love you if you are feminine. And Yahusha shed his blood, so salvation for all, but not for the Jewish people, he will destroy them all. If you Negro, you are goofy if you voted for Trump. Joe Biden just as corny, this ain't what you could want. Be careful about the Negroes who look just like you. Some of them Masonic Masons, Black Boule, yes it's true. Go listen to my song, everything is a lie. Fell out with so many, cause the truth they deny. Yeah, so many say they love me, we have fallen out. Had a falling out, we have fallen out. So many lied on my name, cause a falling out. Had a falling out, that's what it's all about. Ooh, so many say they love me, we have fallen out. Had a falling out, we have fallen
word of Yahuwah. And I'm gonna let this ride out.
I can't stay with someone else.
Hey, Yaxter.